Ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
What's up, guys? Lord Skunk here, lordskunk.com, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes live stream, live show, whatever you want to call it, is in full effect. Happy Friday. I hope everybody had a great week. It's been pretty fun, man. We're starting to get these raids figured out. We're getting that stuff going on the raids. So good stuff going. I'm almost 80. Level 80, I hope you guys are progressing along well for your levels as well. Now, once we get to 80, we get those Omega Mats when we complete our dailies. So looking forward to that. Probably get that either today or tomorrow. Level 80, I would think. Some good stuff going on in the show tonight. We do have our special guest that will be with us tonight. Songhammer will be in the house. New members to the lordskunk.com community. They are bringing their guild over to our community of guilds. So if you're interested in joining a guild, actually we have a couple spots open in a few of our guilds. Specifically, our main guild has 1 or 2 spots left. If you're interested, head over to teamskunk.com or lordskunk.com to check that out. As a matter of fact, let's check out lordskunk.com. Pull it up here. Okay, so we got the new lordskunk.com. We just created it. Before it was going to our blog that we had. So now we do have this. This is still under development. It's only been a couple days old that we've had the website up, but we do have some good information on here. Make sure you head over there and check it out. Make sure you check out the promo link up here at the top. Check out all the current lordskunk.com promos. Now, all these are going to be drawn tonight, okay? So we do have a chance for 7-star General Grievous through Lord Wrath's ally code. All you have to do is simply fill this stuff out. It'll take you about 2 minutes to do this, to get into the drawing for all these tonight. Get access to 7-star Sun Fact and more. All you got to do is leave a review and subscribe to our Reddit. Check that out. It takes just a minute. Get Yo-Yo Yoda's ally code, everybody's favorite whale. Our favorite whale, hashtag whale problems. Yo-Yo Yoda, he was on the show the other night talking about all the whale problems he has. We appreciate him coming on. So make sure you check that out. All you have to do for that is follow us on Twitch TV, which we are casting right now on Twitch TV, as well as YouTube, Hitbox, and lordskunk.com. So make sure you check all those out. And then get a free download Songhammer's new album. Okay, they're going to be on the show tonight. Get a download of their album. All you have to do is follow Lord Skunk on Twitter and retweet this. So click this follow, boom, retweet, done. That's simple. So this is the new lordskunk.com website. Again, it's a work in progress. We just got it up and running a couple days ago. But I do want to go over real quick some of the updates that happened this week. There were a few updates posted, so we're going to start right here with the 5.3. I just want to get this stuff out of the way. I haven't been updating this, or I haven't gone through this stuff yet on any of the live shows. So Grandmaster's training event now has a timer to show when it returns. So that's for Grandmaster Yoda. A lot of people have been asking about that. When is it going to come? Everybody kind of speculates. Now we will know. Supposedly, I'm not showing it on my for my game. On my game screen yet, so I don't know when this was supposed to happen, but I'm not showing it. Double drops have been added for Darkside hard battles. Okay, so that's over. That was for the May the 4th be with you. Additional details on the heroic difficulty for the pit raid have been added to show there is a time limit of 2 days. A new PvE version of Rey has been added to Cantina 4G and 7F. Now, she does have a lightsaber, I believe, on those particular battles. I haven't fought on myself. I just saw some screenshots of them. Wedge Antilles is a new Erodium Pack character. So if you haven't checked him out, you have to spend at least $200 in the game or more to be able to access him. But you do get Wedge Antilles, and then you can get some purple mats and stuff. So there's a few people in our guild that have him at 7-star. Was checking him out, so interesting. Bug fixes Lando Calrissian's leader ability now also applies to rebel characters, which is good. Grandmaster Yoda no longer grants himself critical chance up when using the ability on Greedo. The description for Tusken Shaman's Rite of Savagery ability has been updated to correctly show that it gives additional health based on all negative status effects that an enemy has instead of just dots. Interesting. That's good to know because Tusken Shaman was already really powerful, just being able to heal based off the dots, but now it's any negative status effects. So that's pretty cool. It opens up a little bit more team comps for him. And then the 5.5 updates. Double drops for May the 4th have ended. Yep. Additional gear salvage pieces have been added to the guild store. Prior to the update, these pieces were only obtainable as rewards from the raid. So now you can get those in the guild shipments. They're kind of expensive. Let me see. I'm just going to pull that up on my screen here. They're going to run you between 1,600 guild coins all the way up to, I've seen them 6,000, 8,000. Just depends on what piece it is, what item it is. So, let's see here. New updates. Chat in combat. All game modes. Players now be able to chat across all game modes with their guildmates while in combat. That's something we talked about last couple of shows. That the guild chat was kind of janky in that you couldn't use it like in Galactic Wars or in PvP or anything like that. So it's pretty cool. The achievements button has been moved from the settings menu to the in-game achievements menu. Bug fixes. The raid pre-battle screen will now only show characters that are eligible to bring into battle. Commas have been added to damage done in raid leaderboards. The last chat message... Wow, I can't even speak. I need to get a drink. The last chat message is now always displayed at the bottom of the player's screen until the chat window has been opened. This allows a player to more easily tell when a guild member has posted a message. That's pretty cool. Now, I also asked them, in the past, I sent them a message asking if they would allow guild leaders to message either the guild or individual guild members. I think that would help, too, in communicating if they could do that. All leaders' abilities now properly activate in raids after the first attempt. So that's cool, man. That was a big issue with raids. It's going to make raids a little bit more dynamic, being able to build actual team synergies. Before, the leader ability wasn't working. Reverse lookup now properly points to the character shards that appear in the shard shop. Players will now receive a message that they must be in a guild when using reverse lookup for items in the guild store if they aren't already in a guild. The door control panel in the pit can no longer dodge attacks. That's pretty nice because a lot of people are complaining about that. Fix the bug that would sometimes cause a crash when crafting gear. The door panel in the pit raid will now have its trim meter persist between attempts. The protection meter on characters will now regenerate slightly in between phases of the pit raid as long as the character has at least a small percentage of protection remaining. Nice. So those are the updates for this week. I didn't have a chance to go over those in any of the other live shows that we had, so I did get those posted. So if you want to read through those, check those out. Check out lordskunk.com. We will have all the information on there for you. Pull my account back up here for you. Okay, it looks like people are saying there's only 6 more days till Yoda, I guess. Interesting. I didn't see that posted, but cool. All right. Okay. And again, if you are interested in joining a Team Skunk Guild, head over to teamskunk.com. If you're interested in joining the main Team Skunk Guild, we were a top 5 guild earlier today. We got bumped down just a little bit. I saw some other people have completed raids, so I think we're like number 8 now. But if you're interested in joining, we are looking for 77 plus. You must be able to field at least 5 teams with a 6-star, 7-star roster. So feel free to hit me up. Head over to our Discord, message me in there, and we'll talk about it, getting you in. We do have a couple spots left in that, so it's good. Also, some of our other guilds do have spots open as well. So if you're not quite 77 or maybe don't quite have the roster fleshed out yet, head over to teamskunk.com and we will get you into a guild if you are looking for a long-term guild. Definitely can help you out there. We're going to go over our top 10 characters of the week this week. We're going to cover that here in a little bit. We need to get Songhammer guys. I know, man, I'm excited for those guys. But again, if you haven't done so, head over to lordskunk.com and click on those promos. Get in for that. We're going to be drawing that later tonight as well. So looking forward to that. Again, get in for those ally codes. So get in for that free album download from Songhammer. Looks like we got Grand Patron and Riemann in the house. What's going on, boys? You with us?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Barely made it. Crazy day today. Kind of sliding in at the last minute, but able to make it, and very excited to be here. Excited to talk to the Songhammer guys. Excited to give out all of our giveaway promo stuff, and just excited to be able to stream and chat with the community.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Now, I saw you were out busy today. You were also doing a live cast or a podcast with Ritual Gaming.
I did. So the Ritual Gaming guys are in Team Skunk Omega, and we were able to get together, and I did a little face reveal, and we had a whole lot of conversations about what we were thinking and how we thought things were going. So if you get a chance, you might go over there, and if you want to see what me and my hairy beard self look like, you can go over there and give it a view. Yeah.
I got my contact. I was a guy locally here I worked with before. He's doing all of our merch for us, all of our t-shirts and hats and whatnot for LordSkunk.com and TeamSkunk.com. So we'll get that up real soon. But we got to get you a Team Skunk hat, bro. Okay,
yeah, man.
Team Skunk hat, man.
I hear you. I want a Team Skunk hat, and I want a Team Skunk t-shirt so bad I could spit, man.
Yeah, they're coming. We'll have more info on that next week. What's up, Riemann?
Grande, I thought you were trying to, add more viewership to the Ritual Gaming guys.
I look like I fit right in over there, don't I?
Yeah, you could be their dad.
I could be their dad. Nice. I think we are. I think the whole spread on age is about 3 years between all of us. I just look a little bit more like Chewbacca than the rest of them. So.
Nice. Yeah, that was cool. I checked it out, man. I watched it for a little while. I was trying to get the stuff set up for the show tonight, so yeah, I was listening to it. So it's cool, man. I'm glad you're on there. That was nice.
Yeah, those guys are all three of them are in your guild, right?
Yeah, so all three of them are so Danny, Joe, and Greg, and they all have Ritual in front of their name. They're all they're all in my guild, and all three of them are officers. So we have 6 officers in our guild, and it kind of just worked out to have them there, because then that spreads our officers kind of into thirds around the world. So one of our officers is always on.
Yeah, how are you guys doing? How are you guys doing as far as the raids?
Well, so we are doing tier 6s, and let me tell you, the first one we did, we went from tier 5 to tier 6, and it took us 4 resets, and it was a little bit painful. But as we've moved on, the second one only took us 2 resets, and this one looks like it's going to be about the same, about 2 resets. So it looks like we are definitely getting better at it. Our teams are getting better. I will tell you, the May the 4th days definitely helped a bunch. It helped us, get our rosters up, and you just, if we're always raiding and we're always doing tier 6s, then we're always learning. And a good group of people over there in Omega. We got some real heavy hitters, and we got some people, that are kind of, straggling a little bit, but we're all in it together. We're all trying to help each other and kind of go from there.
Yeah, it's good stuff, man. I always like reading your guys' chat. You always got good conversation, good discussion going. All right, so we're going to be bringing Songhammer on here in just a little bit. Okay, we're going to have those guys, at least one of those guys over here. I think there might be 2, so it'll be cool. But let's go ahead and play their video, man. It's one of my favorite tunes these last couple weeks since I started hearing it, man. It's super addicting. So I'm going to go ahead and get that pulled up for you guys. But we'll check out their video, and then we'll hear from them, see what they got going on. So give me a second to pull that up. Let's find our Songhammer brothers on here. I got dual monitors, so I'm still trying to figure all this out.
It looks like with all the new ads that we have to the main guild, we may be able to do a tier 7 at some point.
Little horde babies, you must be trolling.
Yeah, man, I can't believe these guys think they're on our level. You thought that you were smart when you were picking out your race.
But like a demigod in stereo, we punched you in the face.
You think you're good at dropping beats?
We're good at dropping fat guitars.
Trample on top of you and whisper.
Like eucalyptic agents,
Yeah, I heard
we're
you
gonna
guys
make
pretty
you
awesome.
choke.
You guys been able
Our
to go
fist is an
for
expectorant,
tier
we'll shove
7.
it down your throat.
I've been doing a bunch of
Avoid it
reading
like a
on that.
virus, and rock is the disease. We're gonna take a torch to Orgrimmar and bring you to your knees.
Alpha's brain and
Diplomacy, and we both spill blood on a foreign shore. Alliance, diplomacy, and we both won't stop till there ain't no more.
You try to step up like a chin. You grovel like a chin.
See how that works and get
So take your
opinion
baggy
on it,
pants
get
and your
Stump's opinion on
pussycat
it.
flag.
And see what you guys think. At this point, I'm a little intimidated by it.
Think this battle's
I'm not
but it's only just
top half
begun.
of our
You got a
race,
couple
you know,
puny
in the media.
handlers, but our dogs
So
are
I
making
definitely have
guns.
to
Wanna put me
work
in my
on
place,
my
we're gonna
character
put you in the
study.
ground.
But,
We're the lords of
I'm
Draenor, and we've
really
come to
interested
claim
in
our
how
crown.
that shit does what I'm
Diplomacy, and we both spill blood on a foreign shore. Alliance, diplomacy, and we both won't stop till there ain't no more. Alliance, diplomacy, and we both spill blood on a foreign shore. Alliance, diplomacy, and we both won't stop till there ain't no more.
We rock you.
I'm gonna punch you in the face, yo.
We rock you.
Yeah, it's all about the bass, yo.
We rock you.
I'm gonna punch you in the face, yo.
We rock you.
Yeah, it's all about the bass, yo. Alliance, diplomacy, and we both spill blood on a foreign shore. Alliance, diplomacy, and we both won't stop till there ain't no more. Alliance, diplomacy, and we both spill blood on a foreign shore. Alliance, diplomacy, and we both won't stop till there ain't no more.
We bring the fire like cataclysm, we shattering all your hopes. So pack your bags and them strands of hair hanging off your noggin like ropes. You're rock and roll, we need a level 95 boost to match all these flows. So if you're feeling froggy, then bring yourself to Stormwind where anything goes.
We the winners, Alliance all day.
Yeah. What's with all the sunglasses all the time? What you got to hide?
Sit down, y'all. Rap is king. Rock is dead.
Yes, y'all deserve to die, and I hope y'all burn in hell.
This ain't no puzzle game. This ain't no platformer.
Guys rocking that armor, where'd you get that at a garage sale?
Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah.
So there they are, Songhammer. Man, that song's so addicting. I love that song.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. You know, I'm excited about about having them on. I'm excited about what they're doing. About what all they're doing.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. Hey, we got one of the Songhammer guys with us right now.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm well, and actually, if you look up in the questions channel, you'll see that Shredhammer is there. If you want to just drag him down, he's ready to go too. There you go. Shredhammer, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Shredhammer's in the house.
Woohoo!
All right, just so you guys know, okay, they just watched the video. We just played the video for them, the Horde versus Alliance video. So Shredhammer is the major bald one, right? The major
Yes, I'm
bald
the
one.
one with the little antennas on his forehead.
Yeah,
He's got horns.
Yeah, the little horns. That's awesome.
You know, you gotta be bold, and haircuts don't lie. So you know, you gotta be true.
yeah. But it was pretty clever how those guys put that in the rap. They put that. It was pretty funny.
Yes, they were ruthless. In fact, you know, there's one method of thinking is that maybe the Alliance won that rap battle because they dissed us pretty hard.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job. Now, how did you hook up with those guys? How did you meet them?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think we did a Craigslist ad actually, and we had looked for different people, and we got a few people that responded, and I think we ended up. How did we end up actually finding those two?
Well, as I recall, it was something. It was a Craigslist ad that was something like energetic, bald, white geek rocker seeks epic geek rapper for 4-man PvP Warcraft style. Is that right?
It's something like that.
Nice.
No, we did. We hooked up with them through an ad actually, and we went. Auditioning rappers was a unique experience. We went through quite a few that didn't make the cut, and those two guys did not apply together. Old Man Saxon and Isaac Lucas Obi-Wan were both separate candidates, and because their styles were so different, like if you listen to Old Man Saxon, he's got like this slow kind of mellow flow, and he's a really funny dude. And then Isaac Lucas, that guy is just so fast that we thought, well, we're a team. They would make a good team, so we put them together and did some tracking, and loved working with both of them. In fact, Old Man Saxon went to Europe with us when we represented Blizzard at Gamescom.
Nice. Well, that's pretty cool, man, that you found them from just an ad like on Craigslist. That's pretty interesting. So how did you guys how did you interview them or whatever? Did you meet up somewhere and then you just had them kind of perform freestyle, or did you already have some stuff written for them, or did they write out their own stuff?
What we did was we drove out. We kind of had an impromptu audition at a Starbucks. We drove out.
Nice.
We went to USC, and which is where Isaac was going to school, and so we went and we met him right off of campus. And Old Man Saxon drove out and met us that day as well, and we basically talked to them about the song. I think we had sent them some pre-production of the song at that point, and they listened to it, and we had already sent them some lyrical ideas. And so they kind of went from that point on, and like Croonhammer there said, it was cool working with these cats who had not worked with each other before, but they were going to be a team, and they actually became buddies, and it was very cool. Two guys who wouldn't have maybe ever met each other ended up really digging each other's company, and also became a cool rap duo.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, to kind of piggyback off that, that's kind of how the LordSkunt.com community is, man. I mean, we brought gamers from all over together as well, all over the world, and some of the people, especially some guys in Europe, were only a couple towns away from each other, so they ended up meeting up. Same thing. That if they never would have came into this community, they never would have met each other, and build those friendships. So that's really cool. Now, speaking of that, how did you guys meet? How did Croonhammer and Shredhammer get together to do this thing?
Yeah, the college, exactly. A long time ago, it was a MIDI class.
What college?
Yeah, we were taking it. We were taking a computer MIDI recording class at Riverside Community College in Riverside, California, and we had both signed up for this class, and I think that we were both in bands, separate bands at the time, and the bands that we were both a part of ended up playing gigs together for almost a decade or more. So we knew each other through that, but we had never worked together until 2011 when we won the music competition at BlizzCon for original song.
Yep, that's correct.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So you guys have been, I'm assuming you've been playing together for a long time, but you also been gaming together for a long time?
Yeah, Ben's heavier on the Shredhammer's heavier on the lore. He's a lore hound. He can he's the one who we go to for our references. If I need to know how Illidan feels about something, he'll tell me. I just know what
feelings.
Yeah, I don't know how Illidan feels. I just know what his blood looks like.
Well, and I'm it's interesting because everybody in the band has like a different level of expertise in something geek, and so mine is that I'm an insane closet comic head, and also I love like fantasy and sci-fi reading and books, and so that's kind of like my level of expertise. I still play games, and I'm gaming, but not anything like Croonhammer or even Deathhammer, our guitar player. He's a huge Call of Duty fan, and he's very active playing as well. But we all do, certainly writing for Blizzard and other companies as well, doing some epic music for their games.
Yeah, I got the first PC game that ever really, we had talked about this before. I told you my first system was an Atari 2600, but the first PC game that ever really got me cracked out was Diablo. Yeah, Diablo 2. Yeah, which was nuts. And then I went to Oblivion. And then it's funny, I had a resistance to World of Warcraft for a long time because I knew so many people that played it, and it looked so deep and intimidating. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. No. And then I did it, and boy, just went totally over the top. But our guild is kind of small right now because we're in between expansions, but it's usually around 900 players, and and it's a big deal. And when this the Star Wars thing, I found it through I think Facebook suggested it to me.
Same thing, yeah.
And it was, I'm really impressed because I was once again resistant to iOS and mobile games until a couple of games that came out. Like I really enjoyed Infinity Blade when that came around, but when this thing came up, I tried it. I had been playing some Walking Dead thing, which I found mildly amusing. It wasn't like really thrilling me. And I started playing this, and then I just couldn't get enough of it. And I realized that EA did such a good job making this game deep. I mean, for an iOS game, it's really deep. So my wife is now totally addicted to it as well.
Well, that works out.
Hey, also, speaking of Warcraft expansions, the next expansion coming out also is Legion, and we're Songhammer usually writes a song per expansion, so we're working on a song called Legion right now, and also another song for Diablo.
Nice. So tell everybody a little bit, kind of just introduce the community. I mean, we got viewers from, I think at last I looked, we had 174 countries that the live show's been viewed in. So a lot of people can't make the live show. They got to watch the replays. But that's okay. We can still give them this information. So tell them a little bit about Songhammer, kind of how you guys got started and what it is that you guys do throughout the gaming and like I like to call it the cool nerd culture community.
Yeah, it's the nerdosphere,
Yeah, I like that. Well, let's start early then, Ben. I'll take them back to 2010 when.
Yes.
And in 2010, I bought a BlizzCon ticket on my own because I was already an avid World of Warcraft player, and I didn't have any friends really that did that. I mean, a couple, but I bought a ticket and went alone. And what I found is a lot like what you described in this community is a lot of synergy. Like I went by myself to this giant convention, with 40,000 people or whatever, but I just hung out with people the whole time and made new friends. And I saw during the closing ceremonies, they always have the contest winners, and I saw the category for song, and I thought, I think we could win that. So Ben and I were just buddies at the time. I went to him, and I didn't tell him that it was this giant, international community, and that we'd be competing with the players, 12 million players that were eligible to enter the contest. I just said, hey, there's this thing that it's like a gaming, and we could do some songs and we could win. And they said, oh, yeah, we think we can win. Oh yeah, we'll win. We're gonna. And why don't you take it from there, man?
Yeah. Well, so what happens is, and again, I didn't know. I was gaming, just doing console game stuff. So I didn't really know a lot about online multiplayer games. And so, but we started recording, and I had done an album, and I wrote a rock opera and recorded it all at home. And so we said, okay, well, let's just write a couple songs. You'll write one, I'll write one, and then we'll collaborate on the pieces together and then put them out separately. And so we did one for the Alliance called Armies of the Light, and then we did one for the Horde, of course, called We Are the Horde. And the song that ended up winning was We Are the Horde, and we ended up, of course, BlizzCon, gave us tickets to go to the convention, and we had prize money and all this. But we didn't even have a group name or a band name or anything. We were just a couple of dorks, trying to win some money. And it turns out that it spawned a ton of interest. So by the time we hit boots on the ground at BlizzCon, we had track jackets with Songhammer on the back of it and a big orc on the back, and we were basically marketing from day one when we got on there. And we had this album or these songs that had, you know, a full band, full orchestration, all this, but we only had 2 members. And so that was 2011. 2013, which is the next BlizzCon, rolls around, and they had a song competition, or not a song competition. They had their first ever talent competition. So we entered that, and we won the talent competition in 2013. So 2014 rolls around, and we contacted Blizzard and said, look, either you're going to hire us or we're just going to keep winning your competitions.
Well,
so they hired us.
Yeah, but 2013, just to give the depth of what a big deal was, the direct TV for that. So there were about 25,000 people in the live audience, but the direct TV audience for that performance, which was our first performance
First ever performance, yeah.
So our first show ever was in front of 25,000 human beings standing in front of us and another 850,000 viewers in 150 countries. It was pretty enormous.
Yeah, no pressure there, huh?
Yeah, and then like Shredhammer said, 2014, we got to play with this band. It was this little band that
they're a garage band.
Yeah, it's just a small band. Probably very few people know them. What's the name of that band again?
I think it's called Metallica.
Right.
Those guys.
Yeah.
So, although we had no access to Metallica, it's funny. People are like, well, you got to play at the same convention with Metallica. And we're like, yeah, but they had their own world. Even the Blizzard employees were like, we got to smell, we almost smelled them. They walked by, but they were warded off in their own zone.
We didn't get to touch them except for that our feet were on the same place on the stage. But
that's right.
So they just so what? They just kind of popped in and then did their gig and then popped out.
Well, they had an army. You know, they when Metallica rolls, they have, you know, their own stage management and their own crew and their, you know, I mean, it's pretty incredible. Except that they have all that, but then, you know, you have BlizzCon, so they have this huge stage set up, and they have giant screens and, you know, all jumbotrons and, you know, just incredible lighting, great sound, and so it's, you know, it's really one of the best shows you could imagine seeing, and it's a surreal, you know, experience to be getting to play, and that was the 10th anniversary of the World of Warcraft. And so they hired us to do a special show where we kind of like premiered a few songs that we had written, including the song "War," which we performed, and which is what you guys just did the video for, and it was amazing.
Now, did the rap guys come with you to that show, or was it just you guys?
No, we had them come. It was great. They did. They came up, and, you know, they were wearing their Alliance gear, and it was a rap battle royale.
Yeah, the stage was slippery with blood when it was all done.
What was their reaction to playing on a show that size, and I mean to know that they got the viewership of all the DirecTV and whatnot?
I think it's you know, music is such a rough industry, particularly now, because everything is digital and people have this expectation of everything being free. Most artists don't get to do shows that are that big until they're Metallica, and so they were pretty blown away and loved it. And
then the Blizzard saga continued, and that was, so 2011 was winning the competition, and we started the project to do that. 2013 was winning the talent competition. They hired us, and that's the show we're talking about for 2014. And then in 2015, Blizzard flew us to Germany, and we played Gamescom, which is the largest video game convention in the world, 350,000 people. And that was just the next level.
Wow. So was it just you guys playing, or was there a lot of other bands playing that day as well?
Video Games Live is a symphony orchestra that performs all the symphonic pieces to whatever it might be, and they did all Blizzard game stuff. And so they brought out, what orchestra was it?
Budapest Symphony.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, They're amazing. If you haven't seen video games live, definitely YouTube them. They're pretty incredible. It's all your favorite video game songs done by an orchestra in real time, and it's just fantastic to behold.
Oh wow, yeah, I'll have to check that one out for sure. So you guys got to go to Germany. Now, what other countries did you guys get to travel to? Any other countries?
Not as Songhammer. That's the first international waylay that we've made, but we're currently one of the management companies we're working with now is global. So they've talked about Jakarta and Dubai, and the thing is we particularly play at comic type conventions and fantasy and gaming, anything that is geek related. So that stuff is now everywhere. It's not like, you and I were discussing that before. Nerd culture is not a subculture anymore. If you look at like Civil War, I mean, it's the most important film out there right now, and that's what happens. All of the Marvel movies are huge. All of the Star Wars movies are huge. Geek culture is pop culture, is mainstream culture now. So it's no longer a subculture. What that means is that these performance opportunities are now all over the world.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Yeah, I knew when I first saw your guys' website and saw your video production, just of the videos you guys have done. I mean, I knew you guys were definitely on the right track. I mean, that's what's hot right now. That's what's big. I mean, that's accepted everywhere. Even my daughter, she watches Supergirl with me, which is amazing. I mean, now they got these comic book shows now are on TV that anybody can watch, and they're good for all ages. And she said that in her class, her teacher asked how many people watched the new Supergirl show when it first came out, and almost every kid in the class raised their hand. So that's pretty cool. The way that all this stuff's coming about, and like you said, Civil War, and they just had Batman versus Superman and all that. So yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Well, even television. I mean, all the biggest television shows are kind of the same thing. At least Game of Thrones, Daredevil,
Walking Dead.
Yeah, Walking Dead.
Well, and we're writing music, that's pushing all of those boundaries. On the new album, Take a Ride on My Spaceship, we have 2 Game of Thrones songs. One's called Ironborn, the other is called Northman. And then we have a zombie apocalypse song called You Shoot, I'll Drive. And we have, we're literally, and we just got out of the studio about 2 months ago with a Star Wars piece called Kill the Jedi. So we're, all of those things that are being referenced in the pop culture, needs some epic rock to go along with it. And something that Dustin Kroonhammer said earlier was that it's really tough for a musician to, play the kind of shows that we're getting to play, but also to make money and make a living doing original music. And we're not doing parodies and we're not doing covers. We're actually creating original music, and that's almost unheard of for a rock band, other than Linkin Park or, Metallica.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, well, that was when I heard that first song, man. When I heard that War, the Alliance versus the Horde song. I mean, I was just hooked, man. You guys got good musicianship. The rap was good. The rock was good. I mean, you just melded it all beautifully together. It was just pretty amazing. And I know that a few of the people last week that watched the live show, we do a promo and we gave away 2 of your albums or 2 of your album download codes to different members that watched, and they really enjoyed it. And we're going to do 2 more tonight. So if you haven't done so, right now we're online with Songhammer. We got Kroonhammer on here, who has offered to give us 2 more album download codes for their new album, Take a Ride on My Spaceship. So if you haven't done so, head over to lordskunk.com, click on promo, and just get in for that. We're going to give that away later tonight. But that's pretty amazing, man, what you guys have done. And I appreciate you guys contacting me. I don't know how it all came about or how we ended up hooking up together, but once I saw the website, I was hooked for sure.
Well, I can tell you that how it came about was that I obviously love Galaxy of Heroes. And by the way, here I'll make an announcement that we've never announced anywhere in the world, so you've got something special to refer to for this episode. I'm not sure if even Shredhammer knows this, but we're already working on a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes song.
Nice.
It might be a year before.
Awesome.
But there at some point will be a Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes Songhammer song.
That's amazing. And don't forget, we still need that lordskunk.com intro. We need that theme song, man. Got to get that theme song going.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be
I
cool.
like that.
Yeah, that'll be
So
cool.
the way that I found you guys was I was doing research because, when they added guilds, there was all this stuff to figure out, like, immediately. And when I looked around, there isn't a lot of content out there for help with this game. You guys are kind of one of the only places to go, and certainly the most organized. So I ended up on one of your blogs. I think you had posted some of EA Jesse's stuff regarding, how the guild stuff was going to work and what to do, and so that's where I found you guys, and I just kind of followed the rabbit trail, and I think it took me to Discord. You had mentioned it somewhere, and I still barely know how to use it, but I really love it. It's really amazing.
Yeah, the voice chat is features really nice. That's what we're using right now for the live shows, the voice chat, and it made sense for us because at the time when we switched to Discord, I think we had probably like 40 people maybe at the most in this line app chat that we were using, and somebody had recommended a couple times on the show, Redemption Wings had recommended that we check out Discord, and I kept kind of putting it off, and finally the third time he said, you got to check this thing out. I checked it out, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, we're not outgrowing line app yet. We only have 40 people. I think you have 200 in line app. But I said, man, the future growth, the long-term growth, if we're looking, 6 months, a year down the road, you can have thousands of people in Discord. So I said that might be a good move. Now, less than a month later, it'll be a month on the 12th of this month. It'll be 1 month that we had Discord. We're already over like 1,300 members in Discord. So I guess it was a really good move in that regard. So, we got the voice channels, we got multiple chat channels, people can share their rosters and screenshots and videos and all that good stuff. So actually, if you go to our Discord and type in ! Songhammer, all one word, lowercase, it will pop up their video. So you can watch that, rock out to Songhammer anytime that you want. Yeah, on the LordSkunt.com Discord. So it's pretty cool. If you guys don't mind, I wouldn't mind playing another video for everybody, kind of get them another introduction. What one do you guys recommend? I'm on your channel right now.
Probably Death is on the Way.
Yeah, do it. Yeah, that's great. A little history about Death is on the Way. I think that over 2 days, we had about 100 people working on this video, and it was like creating a small independent film.
Yeah. Well, let them watch the video, and then we'll tell them some more about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I pulled it up, so we're going to start now. You guys won't hear it because you're on the live show, but the viewers will.
Cool.
We fight in the dead of night. We fight in the pale moonlight. We fight, no end in sight, and death is on the way. We fight in the dragon's keep. We fight in the dungeons deep. We fight through the hours of sleep, and death is on the way. Death, oh death, don't come for me today. Death, oh death, don't come for me today. We fight in the pouring rain. We fight against the dragon's bane. We fight though our friends are slain, and death is on the way. We fight when the trumpets blast. We fight when all hope is past. We fight though our die is cast, and death is on the way. Death, oh death, don't come for me today. Death, oh death, don't come for me today. Death, oh death, don't come for me today. Death, oh death, don't come for me today.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. You guys had horses. You guys had. Here's what you need more of, though. You need more of that mage. Can you get more of that mage?
That mage is Michelle Boyd, who was on the Guild, and who you can actually see in all kinds of. She cameos in television shows all the time, but she's pretty awesome and a diehard Songhammer fan at this point.
Yeah, that's cool. How did you meet her? You just met her through the Guild, or did you guys know her before that?
What we did was we had been looking for someone to play a part like that, and we talked to a few different. It was actually our the producer, Cindy Rice. She helped us to look for some different actresses for a role like that, and she helped us to find Michelle, and it was a perfect fit. We had looked at a couple different people, and she was also in our price range at the time, and so everything worked. And Michelle is awesome. She was also a part of Team Unicorn and a few other things. So there was all these different connections.
Yeah, that's really cool. That was cool. So how did you guys come up with the horses and all that? I mean, that's a pretty big production.
Yeah, Dustin.
Yeah, and actually, Michelle wasn't in our price range. She's such a diehard geek that what she had told me was she loves people that make their own geek media. And when she got the thing across, we didn't even come close to what her fee needed to be, but she came out and did it anyway.
Yeah, that is true.
The horses, once again, that video was such a giant logistics. It was a huge amount of logistics. We really called, I don't know, maybe 50 ranches, and the group that we ended up working with was like sheriff's posse. So they were all very experienced riders, and as a result, we got to do some really crazy horse stuff. That was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. We were looking for places that would be, again, cheap or free to do the horse chase, and we were getting quotes for like $1,000 or this or that. So these guys, they actually said, okay, well, yes, you can. We'll let you do it. You can shoot your video here, but we have one requirement, and that's that we want 9 of our riders to be in the video. And we're like, awesome, sold.
Yeah, you got extras out of it for free too. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Now, who are the dancer guys? Now, were those guys that you knew, or were those just extras?
Go ahead.
They were. So again, at first it was just like this little story, and every time we talked to somebody else or we were looking for another location, the production value of the video got bigger and bigger. Those dancers were from, was it Chaffee College?
Yeah, we went to the dance program for Chaffee College because we thought, it's cool to, we're kind of about an hour east of Los Angeles. And so, out in LA, there are a lot more opportunities, but there aren't that many things. I mean, there are a lot of talented people out here, but there aren't the same volume of opportunities. So we thought we might as well work with like a local college and work with some students, because we were really poor at the time, But
Very.
Yeah, but we found these guys that were doing this stuff, and I mean, so those guys could do backflips and make hand gestures in the air at the same time. It was crazy, man. They were just so skilled.
Well, and the head of their dance department actually kind of commandeered them to do, and they helped to write the dance choreography, because we were like, we should dance it out like some kind of Bollywood movie, some kind of awesome thing. And so they literally wrote the choreography, had us come in. We had to learn the choreography with them 3 different times over at the college, and it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's a cool video. Now, I see you got the same armor now. Is that the armor you guys pretty much wear at all the shows?
Oh yeah, when we designed the armor, it was we let him know that we needed it to be something that we could both perform and fight in, because as you can see, we do need to fight. Sometimes you're out there in the wilderness and you run into death, and he gives you a look, and you can't just let it go. You know what I mean?
And actually, one of the requirements was we had to be able to sit a horse. We had to be able to ride a horse in the stuff. So the armor smith, he was like, wow, this is a lot. Okay. But he designed some stuff that was incredibly durable. And yeah, we rock that armor every time we're on stage. Whenever we're at a convention, we're up armored and we're walking around. And that stuff it's serious, but at the same time, it's flexible enough that we can perform in it.
Yeah, that's cool. What's it made out of?
Leather.
Leather?
Yeah, leather.
Oh, wow.
Leather and metal.
Wow, that's
right.
cool. That's cool.
Just like us, leather and metal.
That's right.
I love it. So, so how many music videos of that caliber for our people that haven't checked out the channel yet? Maybe they're just getting introduced to you guys. How many production videos do you have that they could go and check out?
There are 3 production videos. The third one is Better Off Dead, and we did that with a world-renowned machinimist named Baron Sustan, which if any of your fans that are into machinima will probably know him. He's a big shot. His stuff gets like 1 million views plus. But there are 3 that are full production. Then we also have The Adventures of Songhammer, which is like another 20 some odd of those where we're just, out in the world.
Yeah, I saw some acoustic stuff you guys did. Looks like you may be playing a show somewhere. I saw those.
Yeah, there's on The Adventures of Songhammer, we actually have, it's like miniature rock videos. So we wanted to, we filmed at a bunch of different locations. Some of it was at BlizzCon, some of it was at some, I think one was Stan Lee Kamikaze Expo. There was just a few different gigs that we brought a crew out to, and they filmed live stuff. And so we ended up making these snippets, basically like 1.5 minute long rock videos for more than a half dozen songs. So as well as kind of skits and interviews and some, wacky stuff that we do in there, they can also see chunks of songs that are like miniature rock videos all in The Adventures of Songhammer.
You guys actually got to play on the same stage as Metallica, right?
Oh, yeah. That was the funny thing is we didn't know. They
that's true.
They notoriously don't announce that band until like the headliner until like
is it sometimes it's like 2 days before?
No, the headliner they announced like 2 weeks beforehand. They didn't announce us till a couple days before. That was we don't have a lot of time to promote, but they do a good job promoting. So it was pretty awesome. But no, they when they booked us, it was before they had booked Metallica. So it's like, oh yeah, we knew it would be somebody that was big. They always have great bands play. I mean, they've had Ozzy, Foo Fighters, Jack
Linkin
Black,
Park last year.
Linkin Park. They had Blink one year. So yeah, we didn't know. It was a huge surprise that they announced it Metallica. And the funny thing is, we found out with everybody else. I saw the post, the Blizzard post. I was like, holy crap.
Now, you guys have met them before, though. You guys have met Metallica, though, before outside of this event, right?
I interviewed Lars Ulrich had a record label back in the 90s, and I interviewed a few of the bands that he did, so I got to talk with him about those things.
Yeah, that's cool.
That must have been really cool, man. I mean, did you guys get to see them, like, backstage and stuff?
No, we were pretty separated. Like we said, even the Blizzard staff wasn't allowed to kind of talk with them. And that's true. A lot of time they have like a huge headliner at some of those events. It's tough because they have, a lot of the time, those bands in their rider have, don't bug me clause, because they're getting into the show and they're kind of getting in their headspace and the whole deal. And so, I mean, it would be wonderful if bands at our level could, be able to really focus that way. But usually we're wearing so many hats that we just can't, because we're managing ourselves and, promoting ourselves and doing all that work. And so we don't have the minions they do.
Yeah, I figured they probably treat you guys like fans backstage too.
Yeah, well, when it's a big band like that, occasionally there's more access, but for Metallica there just wasn't, and but that's it's all right, we still got to be there, rock the same event with them, and also experience what you get to experience at BlizzCon, which is 25,000 amazing screaming people who are just over the moon, excited to be there, and you have so much in common, and it's just an awesome experience.
It's got to be so cool, man.
Well, Blizzard's been good to us. We like them, and we're really digging this EA stuff in the near future. We talked to them a little bit in Germany. I think they were pushing Hitman at the time.
Pushing what? You broke up there. Pushing what?
They were pushing. Yeah,
and also
they were. Yeah, they were prepping for Battlefront for the next big push for Battlefront. They had a full AT-AT, and they had TIE Fighter and a speeder that you could get in at BlizzCon, or not BlizzCon, at Gamescom in Germany. It was pretty rad.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. Now, what are you guys working on now? You were telling me a little bit about a movie. We talked about that when I was talking about you guys last week on the live show. You guys are doing a movie over at Sony Pictures, right?
We are working on a Sony film. We can't be too specific, but what I can tell you is it'll be distributed by Sony, and got Danny Trejo and Brian Austin Green and BBC in it.
Nice.
And yes, we're doing the score for that, and also we're doing the score for another movie called Bloodsucker Jones, which is he's a vampire / monster hunter from the 70s with a big afro and a hot sidekick, and it's totally geeky. I'll hook you guys up with them. They would love to talk to your audience as well. They're a lot of fun. And in fact, the director of photography, the guy who's the cinematographer, is in our Galaxy of Heroes guild. He's our level 74 that just puts everyone else's DPS to shame.
Nice.
And if people want to hear the title track for that movie, Bloodsucker Jones, it's a sequel actually. It's called Bloodsucker Jones versus the Creeping Death, and we wrote a song called Bloodsucker Jones, and it's on our new album that's out right now. So if anybody searches Songhammer at cdbaby.com or Songhammer on iTunes, they can click onto our library and hear that right now.
Yeah, we had a couple
you guys,
members. Oh, go ahead, Riemann.
I was going to ask what their PvP teams were.
You mean in our Galaxy of Heroes?
Yeah.
What my PvP team is Sidious. Well, it changes depending a little bit, but it's Sidious, Old Daka, Chewbacca.
Chewbacca!
Yeah. Luminaria, and a Jedi Consular.
You could tell he's free to play.
Yeah. Well, I haven't gotten as deep. I've spent a little bit of money. I've probably spent. I want to say my wife started playing too, so we're kind of careful, but we've still spent probably $50 a piece or something. Now, you were telling me how out of control does that get? How much do people spend?
Well, let's give an example of one of our favorite guests, Yo-Yo Yoda. I mean, his roster, he has every character unlocked. They're all at 7-star, except for Vader, of course, and they are all level 80. So just imagine the math on that.
Wow. Yeah, it's hard to imagine. I know what and crystals aren't cheap.
No.
There's some people who have easily spent like 15 to 20,000 on this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, EA loves those. EA loves those guys.
Well,
yeah, we're just poor rock musicians.
Yeah, I'm glad those guys exist so that EA can afford to make all this great content for me to play for my $50.
Absolutely. There's nothing wrong with that. And what's funny is that when you look at it, when you actually come down to looking at how you can progress. I mean, for the most part, a free-to-play player can compete. I mean, semi free-to-play player can compete for the most part. Now they're not going to be able to do like the guild that we're referencing that Yo-Yo Yoda's in, is Team Instinct. And if you look on the leaderboards right now, let me pull it up. They are number one on the leaderboards, and they have 400 raid points. Okay, for the leaderboards. Number 2 in the world is another guild called 808 MSK 808. I never heard of them before, but they're at 280 raid points. So if that gives you any point of reference of in this game, they call big spenders whales, And that's any frame of reference, how many people they have in their guild that are like that, that have those deep rosters that are able to pump out, heavy damage on the raid and complete those raids quickly like they're doing. I mean, it's pretty cool to see it. Not a lot of people can see it, so it's nice to have Yo Yoda on, and actually the guy who does our top 10, who's going to do our top 10 for this week, he did it last week as well. His name's Wiseman Pendle. He's also from Team Instinct. So they always bring great knowledge over to Discord, bring great knowledge to the community, so I always appreciate those guys sharing that information with everybody.
Well, yeah, and once again, I love the game, but we're still, relatively inexperienced. It's kind of a new universe for us, and I'm digging it. But I tune into this stuff because I need more information. We're not at a point where we're competitive yet. We're kind of like we're the one casual Team Skunk Guild.
But we welcome you guys with open arms, man. You guys are cool. So. Yeah,
well, we're having fun, and once we've got a little bug that we're dealing with that I've been back and forth with EA about. Some guild rosters show up as full when they're not, and I think it's just from what I'm told, it's a developer issue that they're working on that they'll sort out. But once they do, we've got room for another 25 people, and that's cool because you guys are all kind of high-end progressors, and it's good to have a spawning pool to take new talent from. Maybe we can help develop those players and bring you guys roster additions as you need them.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the cool thing about when we started this. And I don't know if you guys know, I don't know if you guys kind of know the story about the guilds, but for guilds in Galaxy of Heroes, for us that play World of Warcraft and games like that, I've been gaming in guilds since, the late 90s. And I know you guys are very experienced at that as well, but there's a lot of people that play this game that didn't understand guilds. They didn't know about them. They didn't know how they worked. They'd never been in a guild. And I thought, well, hey, you know what? I'll announce on a live show that we'll do guilds for everybody. Everybody that wants to be in a guild, that watches the show as part of the LordSkunt.com community, we'll find you a guild. We'll work it all out. Now, I thought maybe we'd have like 3 guilds is what I thought. I thought maybe we'd have to put together maybe like 2 and then have a half guild, we kind of have to fill out, recruit for and stuff. We ended up with 600 people. So 50 people in a guild. So over 600 people registered to be in a guild. So boy, it was a nightmare. We launched with 12 guilds. I think we're sitting at 18 guilds right now. I think you guys were our 18th guild or 17th guild, something like that. But yeah, it was crazy. We were not expecting that. It far exceeded my expectations. But yeah, putting everybody together and kind of getting them acclimated to guilds and putting them all was pretty cool, man. It was a fun experience. Grand Patron helped out a lot. Remon helped. And a lot of other members in the Team Skunk leadership helped out. So it's pretty cool to see it all together and have them all in there now and see people progressing. It's really nice. I think for a while, in the very beginning, we had 10 Team Skunk guilds on the top leaderboards. So the top 200 guilds in the world, 10 of them were Team Skunk guilds. That's pretty cool. So
that's great.
Yeah. So we're going to continue pushing the progression and we'll help you guys get up there. And if EA listens a lot to the live shows, the devs listen to a lot. Sometimes they'll come onto the live chat. But yeah, if you guys are listening, help Songhammer out, man. Help Songhammer out. Get their guild set up so they can get more people in, man. They're trying to bring new people to this community in this game.
Yeah,
and the other way they can help Songhammer out is by buying some Songhammer music.
Absolutely. Well, as I was saying earlier, some of our members were posted in Discord. They were showing the screenshots of them buying, your albums and songs off iTunes. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. So if you don't win one of the 2 album downloads we're giving away tonight, make sure even if you don't win, you can go on over there and buy it. Now, what is it to buy the whole album on iTunes? It's not very much, is it? What is it?
No. It's a 13-song album, and it's only $9.99. It's $10
on iTunes, and so, less on CD Baby.
Yeah, it's less. Right now, we're running a sale on CD Baby. So if they just if they go to cdbaby.com and search Songhammer, or they go to our website at songhammer.com, they can click through to the CD Baby page, and we're running it's 20% off. 30% on the download, 20% on the physical CD. And the physical CDs are cool because the new album, both of them have really cool artwork, but the new album, we basically referenced all these old, like 1960s sci-fi movies, like Missing Planet and, The Monster from Outer Space and all these crazy things. And we made our album, all the guts and the inside all look like these old movie posters. So it's really rad.
Oh, wow, that's cool. And it's 20% off if you get the actual CD?
Yes, 20% on CD, 30% on the downloads. And so all you have to do, if you go to songhammer.com, you can click Buy Music. That'll take you over to our CD Baby store. And we've actually got 2 albums. I'll get you the other one, for a copy for you. But the one that we're giving away is our new one, which is Take a Ride on My Spaceship. We've also got the first record, which is World of Songhammer.
Well, I would definitely recommend to the viewers, and based on what you just said about the album art and stuff like that, is to get the actual physical copy. I mean, for $8, roughly $8, I mean, you can't beat it. And you get all that cool artwork, and obviously you can just burn that disc right onto your iTunes anyways. So why why get the download? I get the physical copy. That's cool.
Yeah, and with excellent cosplayer for those that are into cosplay. Leanna Vamp, the Vamptress Leanna Vamp herself, is actually on the cover of the album Take a Ride on My Spaceship, and she's extremely famous in the world of cosplay, and also just a sweet, awesome gal. And so she's on the cover along with us, flying our space car. It's pretty rad.
Well, actually, it's very relevant because Leanna's in her Mandalorian armor, I believe.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Nice. That's
yeah,
cool.
and on the back is another cosplayer, Lori Bloom, who's Miss Pirate Savvy, another pretty famous cosplayer. Yeah.
That's cool. Repping the Star Wars. Nice. Well, that'll definitely make the viewers buy it now. They definitely got to get it now.
That's right.
You got a bounty hunter chick in Mandalorian armor. Enough said. They're in.
Right.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. She's a hard worker and an awesome chick, and of course she's stunningly beautiful.
Well, now I'm gonna go buy the hard copy now, just because.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's really cool, man. That's really cool, the success that you guys are having, and you're out there doing what you love. That's kind of what I do. I mean, I'm the same way, man. I there's a lot of things I've done professionally, and I'm sure as musicians, there's a lot of other routes you could go or things that you could do. I'm obviously marketing and in sales and management and things of that nature. So that's my background. That's my forte. But this right here, being able to interact with the community and do this is a labor of love for me, and I can tell it's a labor of love for you guys. To mix the cosplay and the geek culture, together with the music. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah,
it's where our passions. It's funny because both Dustin and I, for years and years, we worked on what we would consider very serious projects musically, and it wasn't until we let all that go and let all of our true interests, which is the geek and the all those the things that really make us excited. We put that into the music, and what do you know? It was more fun for us, but it was also more fun for everybody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then, like you guys, I mean, one of the things I really appreciate about your stuff, I'm looking at your Discord chat, and it says, please keep all communication and media shared clean and safe. We have the same thing. Like, there's nothing, we're careful to make sure we can appeal to all audiences and it's cool for everybody to listen, because we've got fans that are like really old people, little kids, and it's all good.
Yeah, that's important, man. We had quite a few of our guests. We would allow people to come on to the show and they could ask questions, to the different panels that we'd have on here. And we had people, 9-year-olds. We had a dad that he was on with his 2 kids. I think one was 9 and one was 11. And we want to make sure that we can bring everybody on. Everybody can experience it. I think we had another one that would come on. His mom would help him kind of. When he was asked questions and stuff, he was a little nervous being on, but it's cool, man. We have older people, and again, like I said, I mean, we're viewed in over 174 countries. So, some people, certain cultures take offense to certain things too. So we try to keep everything, PG, just like a Disney movie, basically. I mean, Disney is the parent company of the game we're playing,
Yes.
So it makes sense. And plus, nobody wants to come on in a negative environment with a bunch of nonsense going on. We pride ourselves on being a completely negative-free zone. That's our 2 rules. Keep it PG and no negativity. Come on, just have fun. When you're spending time, with your hobby or your video game or being a part of the community, we want it to be a fun experience for everybody. Everybody can enjoy it and walk away. When you walk away from it and go back to your family or whatever, you're not in a bad mood. You've enjoyed yourself for a little bit. Playing your game or, checking out the community here.
That's excellent. And that's kind of Songhammer's motto is that, you should come, you should have a complete blast, and your face should be melted when it's all over. So, and, that's our creed.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if Croonhammer ever told you, but this started, I actually started this channel on February 19th of 2016. So we're about what, 2.5 months, maybe three, coming up on 3 months, 2.5 months thereabouts. And I literally just started this just to stream some of my gameplay of doing Galactic Wars and some of my PvP arena battles and stuff like that, for this game. And it grew into what it is today. 2.5 months later, almost 3 months later, it is what it is now. So, I mean, we've came a long way, and we're going to continue to grow and continue to do that. And meeting awesome people like you guys makes it all worth it,
Well, we're here. I mean, we're playing and we're here, and you'll keep hearing from me even as a patron, just because I need more information, man. This is the only place to get it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys coming on, and I appreciate you referring other people that that are big into the geek community, to come on as guests as well and spread their message. So I appreciate that.
Oh man, and we so appreciate you taking the time to spread the love and to promote some Songhammer as well. We really, what we find, and this is one of the coolest things, is when we go to conventions or when we get to connect with people that are so awesome like yourself, like the Lord Skunk community. It's what we find is that people in the geek community, they are so supportive of one another and they're so helpful to one another, and that's one of the things we love the most, and we can't thank you enough for helping to promote what we do as well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I'll tell you what, I was telling Croonhammer, we had talked previously in the week trying to get everything set up for the show, and I told him I used to be a part of I used to own a music venue. And yeah. So a lot of my promotion skills and stuff like that, and actually a lot of my online marketing was to promote my music venue. And with the music venue, I mean, we had a $0 ad budget. We had MySpace. This is back in the MySpace days, and MySpace, we killed it. We crushed it on MySpace. I mean, we were MySpace famous, and we had some awesome MySpace bands, that were very popular on that. They were more underground. That was the whole scene back then. That kind of metalcore stuff. But yeah, so we did that, and that was really cool. And that taught me a lot. When I started doing this live show, I was like, well, man, this thing's starting to take off. It's starting to blow up. So I just started promoting it like I would promote the music venue, man. I just use all the different mediums online to be able to build that. So that's how we built what we got today. And it all kind of goes back to that, the music. How do you promote being a musician, man? It's really tough. What do? You go stand out in the corner and hand out flyers? That doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Boy, but we all did that. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Oh yeah. We used to go. We were all ages music venue, so any age could come. Primarily, we were high school, young adult is what we do, high school and college. And I would send a team to all the schools, and they would we print flyers, about $50 to print 1,000 flyers, black and white, 2-sided, half page, and they would go and they would flyer all the windshield wipers for the student parking at all the different schools in the area. So that's how we started that. It was just a boots on the ground type deal, and that's how we got a lot of our promotion out there. So yeah, I understand, man. I know how hard it is to promote and how difficult it is, and a lot of people bash me on that actually. Outside of the Lord Skunk community, they bash me because they say I promote too much and this and that. That's the best compliment you can give somebody, man. In my shoes, that's tell me I promote too much. I appreciate somebody that tells me I promote too much.
Well, it's interesting because in social media, people talk about, oh, you're pestering me, or you're putting your stuff out there too much. But the social media is the new flyering zone. It's where we go out to flyer. And for us, the only other place that we can flyer, because we perform at conventions and things like that, is we actually go to conventions up armored, and we give out. We have free download cards that give one song for download, and as just kind of a promotional gift. And we go and we'll hand out 500 to 1,000 of those things at a convention, and take 1,000 pictures with people. And it's the new flyering, it's the new. But where promotions are really happening now is online, just like what you're talking about. And that's where we have to go. And MySpace was perfect for that, in its day. And there's really nothing that compares to what that was at this time.
Yeah, there really isn't. And it's too bad that Facebook kind of took that over for the social media aspect of it. But for the bands, I mean, that was amazing. These are high school kids, that put together they do a demo somewhere, they put it on MySpace. The next thing you know, it catches fire. It just blows up, man. And
well, I booked an entire tour off of MySpace at one point.
well, you're absolutely right too. Doing shows, being able to put up your, putting up your tours, or where you're going to be playing at, different gigs, so people can come to them and all that. Yeah, I mean, MySpace was amazing for that. So it's unfortunate that didn't quite work out, the way that it was going for a while. And maybe someday, who knows? I think Justin Timberlake owns that or something, owns a piece of MySpace. So who knows? Maybe someday they'll resurrect that. They're trying to get it, but it seems like now they're going all mainstream bands, which is, I think, the exact opposite of what they need to do. They need to go right back to the high school kids, or the college kids that are trying to get music out there, and get that stuff out and build that subculture back up. So.
Well, and all titans fall. I think if we've learned anything from social media, it's that you invest in it and you work on it and you have your fingers in all those different pies, but it will fall. And when it does, something else is going to take its place. And you just have to be ready to evolve and change and move with it.
Yep, absolutely. 100% for sure. Yeah.
Well, speaking of free promotions, so any of your listeners know who visit songhammer.com, there is a free song download all the time. So hop on over there, and that'll also take you to all of our social media portals, etc. And we've got Facebook posts for this. So if somebody wants to see this later, you can see this later, right? I mean, most of your views are not live. Yeah. So we posted this on all of our social media as well.
Friday nights are big shows for us, and it's typically on the replays because people go out on Fridays and stuff, and we start this on East Coast time. So for you guys, we started at 5 p.m. For the West Coast. So a lot of people watch the replays. They'll catch the end of it, and then they'll go back and watch the replays. But people from all over the world, on different time zones than us. But yeah, they watch those, and I think some of the comments we get, I can kind of guess this, that some people may go out and have a fun night, a fun adult, night, maybe out at the bar or somewhere, and then they come back and the comments they leave, you can kind of tell they're a little slurred, their comments. That they leave. They appreciate it, but yeah. So we get a lot of late night viewers too that will watch the replay. But yeah, man, it's good, man. I can't believe it, and how things can take off, like you said, on social media. We did a live show, which we weren't even going to do. We just got done setting up all the guilds and all this stuff. We were just like literally burnt out, man. All of us were just burnt. We're like, you know what? Let's just do the live show, I guess. We'll just make it a quick one. We'll get out. People are asking us about it. So we did the live show. That ended up went viral because it was about guilds and raids right when guilds and raids were coming out. I think that has sitting at 16,000 views right now. We did it last week.
That's great.
Yeah, so it's pretty amazing how, if it's at the right place at the right time, it'll take off. And that brought us a lot more viewers too. Brought a lot more people to the community. So, it popped up on YouTube or whatever. For whatever reason, the metrics were right, the wording was right for people to find it in the search result. So it's pretty cool.
Well, it's been a pleasure, gentlemen, and we have to get back to our movie compositions, but we'll stay in touch. And actually, I'll have to pull you over because I have a bunch more questions at some other point.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll, hopefully EA will get that stuff figured out because Songhammer is recruiting. Okay, they are part of the Team Skunk Guild, so go to teamskunk.com, follow that information. But they will be recruiting. They just have a bug right now with their guild. You guys got 40 some members in it, right? When you really only have 20.
We have 24. It says we have 49, and we don't. It's funny because what happens if anyone else has this bug? When you look under your guild management section, you'll only see the amount of people when you scroll down through the names that you actually have. But then when you look to the left where it says how many people you have, it says the higher number. And likewise, in the guild activities section near your dailies, it will show the names of a bunch of people that aren't in the guild. And I think there are people who you at one point send invites to, but there are no pending invites. So if you're having that issue at all, you're not alone. I did some research and found in the forums a bunch of other people that were having it, and it's something that they have not yet figured out how to address, apparently.
Gotcha. Okay, well, we'll keep you guys posted as soon as that's available. And you can still head on over there. I know we have a few members that are already waiting to join Songhammer in the teamskunk.com community Discord. They're already waiting. They're just hopefully that'll get fixed soon, and then they can join in the guild. But yeah, absolutely. So they're primarily more of a casual style guild, probably right around the high 60s, low 70s, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, most of them are. Yeah, it's right about. It's 60 to 74 right now, and that's about right. It's about even split between the 60s, and then we've got in 24 people we've got I think 5 70s, 74 being the highest, and the majority of them are 66-ish or something. So what we're looking for probably is anything north of 60, and we're casual, but we want people that'll be active and do farm coins that we need to do and participate in the raids. We're not pressing for needing to be, on the leaderboards. We just want to get our content done and farm our stuff. And then once again, maybe we can help you by developing some players that you can recruit out of our guild to help you in some of the bigger guilds when they reach the point where they're ready.
Yeah, absolutely. That just happened today. We had a couple come up from a couple of the lower guilds, or not, I don't want to say lower guilds, but other guilds in the TeamSkunk.com community. And, they got promoted up to, the main guild. So that's cool. So we had a couple open slots. We filled them. We still got 1 or 2 open slots as well left. So if anybody out there not a part of the guilds wants to join, go to TeamSkunk.com. But I appreciate Shredhammer, Croonhammer on here. Make sure you guys check out. Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you guys check out their website, Songhammer. And they've been asking if you would please, they're trying to push their Facebook right now. Head over to Facebook and search for Songhammer and give them a like.
Yep, it's facebook.com/Songhammer. And when we're done here, I'm going to email you those 2 download codes. So he's not lying, guys. You guys have the chance to win 2 versions of 2 records that he's going to give you away right now.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, we're going to do that a little bit later in the show, so we'll get to that when we do the promos. Upcoming next will be our top 10 list for the week, coming all the way from Wiseman Pendle from Europe. He put that list together for us today, so we're gonna do that next. But thank you, Shredhammer. Thank you, Croonhammer. Welcome, guys. Welcome from Lord Skunk himself to the LordSkunk.com Team Skunk community. We appreciate you guys being here. We appreciate all the stuff that you guys are doing out there in the world. Spreading your music and spreading the love with the geek culture, man. I appreciate it.
All right, Ben. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Team Skunks rocks. 1, 2, 3. Team Skunk rock.
I love it. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Yeah, make sure everybody checks out their webpage and head over to that CD, baby, man. Take advantage of that. Get that live. The actual copy of the CD. Get that for $8, man. You can't beat it.
Awesome.
Yeah, you guys can have that with all the artwork and stuff they got in there. And check out the Mandalorian bounty hunter female cosplayer. It sounds pretty cool. I gotta check that out.
Vamp Trusley and a vamp.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Thanks, guys. Good luck on the movie.
All right. Thanks, man. Bye.
All right. So that was pretty cool, man, having those guys on. What'd you guys think?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man. I mean, they got a lot of cool experiences, man. Traveling around with a band in a band like that's got to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, be able to. Just think about it. There's a big difference. Okay, between playing in a band, like I said, I had a music venue, and these bands. They were excited when we get 200 people, in the music venue. They were super pumped. These guys get the opportunity to go to conventions where they're in front of 20, 30,000 people live, and then they have 1 million people on the pay-per-view, like on the DirecTV. That's pretty cool, man. That's a unique experience that a lot of musicians don't get to have. So,
not just that. You're talking about just the. I know a bit of the lifestyle because I used to play some guitar, and some of my friends were in bands, and these are just local bands. You can imagine, bands that get to travel and they're in different states and meeting different people every day. It's got to be a crazy party.
Oh yeah. And he was telling me too. He was telling me earlier in the week. They're older now. They're kind of through that phase, so they're not into the whole drinking and partying and all that stuff. But they said they really get to really spend time and enjoy that, with the people that they're with. There's a lot of bands that do that. They go out and they party like hard, and they don't really get to share that experience with the fans and the community and stuff. So that's pretty cool that they do that. They don't get too heavy and too wild into the party lifestyle. So, but now we got our. No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. No, I know what you mean. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you mean. You just mean it's interacting with the community stuff. I know what you mean, but I wanted to touch on that.
Seeing different places all the time, like getting to check out different sites in different states. You can go check out the biggest ball of yarn.
Yeah,
it's awesome, man. I've done a lot of traveling myself. You know what I mean? And I've done a lot of traveling myself, and it's really probably the some of the greatest times I've had. So being able to do that on a regular basis got to be really awesome.
Yeah. Now, have you seen the biggest ball of yarn in the world?
No, I haven't. But it's
in Lord Skunk's front yard. You didn't know that?
Yeah,
it's his front yard.
I sell tickets. You can get your picture with it for $10.
Nice.
Hang on, somebody's actually here right now. I'll be right back.
It must be Songhammer. Man,
they're trading CDs for a picture with the biggest ball of yarn in the world.
There you go.
But yeah,
top 10 characters, man.
Top 10 characters, man. Here we go.
Yeah.
We're gonna do it up now. Wiseman Pendle, man, did a really good job of breaking it down last week. And I didn't get the info from. I know Yo-Yo Yoda was on the show, and I know, like you said, he's been real busy with work, so I didn't want to pester him and following up with him to get his. And then Scott Awesome tried to post his, or something happened with his, but it ended up coming through. I'm not sure what happened really with his, but Wiseman Pendle put his together, and I appreciate his insight that he takes the time and effort to put in on these things. So we'll go through the top 10 characters of the week for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Let's take a look here. Number 10. Sorry, we'll go backwards. We go from 10 to 1. Number 10 is Old Daka. So last week he talked about her having issues in raids because she can't revive. However, her stun is a very important thing, especially in Phase 1 and especially on heroic difficulty. Rex gets rid of the Death Mark debuff and therefore allows her to try and revive heroes, so in the right team she can still thrive. Rex unfortunately makes her stuns suck in Arena, but she's done enough to keep the spot. What do you guys think about Old Daka?
I love her. I am. She's the next character I'm going for in Cantina. A great healer, probably the best dark side healer with a stun and a revive, that and a resurrect. That's over the top. You pretty much gotta have her in a lot of cases. So.
She's great for dark side battles, because there's very few dark side healers, and she's also getting a lot better now because of the increase in stun chance on both her first and second stun. So I mean, it's like right now. I mean, she's just if you're playing against a Daka that's got the Mega Mats, she's definitely stunning like on the regular. So I mean, and you're talking about, I mean, a stun depletes your
Turn meter.
Your turn meter basically to zero. I mean, so I mean, like, and then on top of that, you got to wait sometimes a few turns before that even happens. So, I mean, sometimes getting stunned, a couple of times by Daka, let's say, if she's like on a Phasma team where she gets called in for an assist or something, I mean, it can be pretty dangerous.
Yeah, well, and plus you get double stun.
Oh yeah, exactly. Old Daka can stun a stealth Leia. That's the only way to stun a stealth character that I know of.
Oh wow, I never noticed that. I run.
Yeah, so the secondary, because Old Daka has a secondary stun, so she is one of the few characters. I shouldn't say the only one, because Jawa can do it, and so can Dooku, but she can do it effectively on her basic, which is every chance you potentially get a chance to stun a stealthed Leia, which is pretty over the top.
Wow, yeah, it's interesting. I never really thought about that. Yeah,
her stun chance is really high too. I mean, so it's like I mean, I use Daka in my challenge for for healers. The agility challenge. And she's I mean, she basically stuns Savage Opress like every other time. I mean, it's ridiculous, So I mean, it's in that sense. I mean, plus she has the revive, and yeah, I mean, she's definitely a very cool character. I'm not a big fan of the fact that again that they gave like all these cool abilities to somebody who's not really such a popular character in the story, but she's definitely a cool character. I just think again, I mean, I'm not really the only threat that Daka really poses to me in a PvP match, or if I'm facing her on the other side, is the fact that she's going to revive somebody. So the only time that I'm really worried about a Daka is if there's somebody else that's on the team that has high DPS, like let's say a Leia or a Rey, and I have to go for them first, which leaves Daka open to possibly revive them. And that when that happens, I mean, it can be a turning point in the match.
Yeah, Wiseman Pendle had a great point last week. Is that when she does revive, at least if they have a Royal Guard on the team, they are under 50% health, so you can attack them without triggering Royal Guard. So that's something good to know. The other thing with Daka, I faced her the other day in Galactic War, and she literally brought. So it was Sid. I think Sid. I always get Sid for some reason in Galactic War. Like every match has Sid in it, and I killed Sid, and then she brought Sid back. Okay, like she healed and brought him back. And then who was I can't remember who the other character was. There's somebody else in there. I killed him. I think I killed him 2 or 3 times. And you know how she has that ability, one of her uniques, where she can bring them back instantly. You know, after they die. She brought that character back like 3 times. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" You know what I mean? And it wasn't like game changer or anything like that. It was just kind of annoying. But that is a nice utility to have in certain situations for sure. The only thing I don't like about Daka personally is that it's not a guaranteed revive, more like an Ewok Elder. You know, where you're guaranteed to revive somebody with his ability. So. You know, that's one of the things about Daka where I think Ewok Elder in that sense, you know, holds a little bit higher. Ewok Elder can also, you know, dispel negative debuffs and stuff like that, which is great for raid. I mean, he's an MVP of the raid for sure. But let's see who we got at number 9. Number 9, whoa, Grand Patron, you're gonna love this one. Number 9,
Nice.
Asajj Ventress. I'm very excited for the day when I get her to gear 10. She has incredible amount of health steal, heals on her AoE, dispel, and is one of only 3 characters in the game with 5 abilities, which is always good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I am so excited about Asajj Ventress.
Yeah, so
You
he
know,
said.
well,
let me
gotta-
finish what he said real quick, just so we get that out of the way. He said, "Keep tuned. I see her going up this list once I gear her further." So interesting. What do you got to say, Grand Page? I know it's one of your favorite characters that you
Okay,
have.
this is probably one of my favorite dark side characters. As we all know, I went Night Sisters probably about 2 months ago when it was terrible to go Night Sisters, and I ended up with Asajj Ventress at 5-star. Took her to 6-star today. It was me and Reggie Dragon, who's Team Skunk Beta. We're on the same server. Reggie Dragon is sitting in number 1. His payout is Eastern time. My payout is Central time. I took my normal squad in there, couldn't beat him. I swapped out Eth Koth for a 6-star level 70 Asajj Ventress and beat it against Old Ben, Fives, Old Ben, Fives, Ray, Royal Guard, and Leia, and beat it because of her dispel. Because they got all buffed up, and then I was able to wipe all the buffs off. And that right there is what made the difference in the game for me, was Asajj Ventress. Even though I'm running a level 79 team, my 6-star level 70 gear 8 Asajj Ventress is what got me number 1 in PvP today. I totally agree. She should be on this list every time.
Wow, if that's not a vote to be higher up on that list coming up in the future, I don't know what is. I mean, that's pretty cool though that you dropped that in. Sometimes you got to do that. You know, sometimes you got to mix those characters up and make them work.
What an endorsement for Asajj Ventress.
Yeah.
She is.
You're a campaign manager.
I'm telling you, her debuff is like nothing I've ever seen before. I mean, Qui-Gon can do it on one character, but let's say you got a Stormtrooper Han and a Royal Guard in the same team, and they're both buffed up, and Leia unstealths, and you're trying to hit Leia. The only way I know how to do that is to debuff everybody at one time. And Asajj Ventress is easier to get than, let's say, another character that does a bunch of debuffs, like let's see, Tebow is a single character debuffer. Anybody else we know of is basically
Mace.
Their AoE is a debuffer.
No, not AoE.
No, the AoE is a debuff. That's the only one I know of, unless somebody can correct me.
No, I think that's right. Yeah, so basically Asajj for 2016. Vote Asajj, write it in when you guys vote.
There you go. That's hilarious. All right, I'll get off the Asajj soapbox for a minute.
Well,
If I didn't have an Asajj, your little rant there would make me want one.
Well, if it makes you guys feel any better, I did go for Asajj based on last week. Wiseman Pendle talking about her. I did finish her off. I got her today. Actually, I just bought additional 5 shards I didn't need. I'm at 280 shards, so I got enough to 7-star. I actually bought 5 more on accident, so those will have to go towards Grievous. But yeah, so yeah, I do have Asajj Ventress able to be 7-starred. Now, one other character that I do have 7-starred, I did promote him all the way. I bought a couple of the credit things, the credit crystal things or whatever, to be able to do it. But I did get my 5s 7-star and geared up and leveled up to 79. And that dude, man, he doesn't have any ability mats in him yet, really. But that dude, I can already tell, is going to be a beast.
Yeah, he is.
I'm sitting on 3 furnaces right now.
I got one. I could do Leia right now, put her up to gear 9, but I'm going to wait. I just need one more piece to do Ray. I'd rather do Ray personally.
You know, at $10 a pop, I'm passing up furnaces at the moment.
Oh wow.
That's I'm focusing on characters, but I'm in a different place than you guys are.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the furnaces are. I mean, it's hard to pass those up because there's really no other way to get them except through raids, and that could take a while. Depending on where you place, in the raid. So, that if there's one thing that you were going to do, especially a lot of people are approaching 80, so they don't need to invest as much into refreshes like normal. And with this gear, I mean, you don't need to refresh like you did at 70 to get this extra gear. Now you can only get it from the raid. So, it's just one thing to keep in mind and one thing to look at. But let's see who's number 8 on this list. Qui-Gon Jinn, my boy, you guys know my personal favorite character. He's been on my arena team pretty much 99.9% of the time since I started playing. Let's see what old Wise Man Pendle had to say about Qui-Gon Jinn. He said, I always talk about how good his kit is, but this week I've swapped him out for Anakin, who has a lot more health and still a very good kit. Still one of the best characters in the game, but his usefulness hasn't really increased since 70, and he has to wait for someone to taunt buff before he can shine. Anakin is more preemptive, and they fill a similar role in the way I use them both, at least. So interesting points by him. What do you guys think about Qui-Gon Jinn?
I still think Qui-Gon's, a top tier character. I mean, he's just, listen, that call and assist with the increased damage is a serious move. I mean, and that's something that very few people have. So I don't know. I just, obviously the meta changes and there's different characters that are being used, but I feel like Qui-Gon's, one of the few that's going to stand the test of time.
Yeah, and he's so easy to gear. He's so cheap. I mean, you can have him max geared very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon has been my lead on PvP for probably a month now. So definitely thinking Qui-Gon is amazing.
Well, I like Qui-Gon. I like his basic ability now where he has a chance to remove 30% turn meter. I mean, that's helpful in a lot of areas. It's helpful in PvP, Galactic Wars, and raids. So.
Yeah, and I mean, he also gets 20% health with 20% health to the assist on his call and assist now, also with the Omega Mats. I mean, I still use him as lead, and he's great.
Cool. Well, one of our favorites for sure, Qui-Gon. Let's see who number 7 is. Number 7, Sun Fac, Darktron's favorite character in the game. Let's see what Pendle had to say about Sun Fac. He is still very good, but this week a lot of people on my shard have stopped using Royal Guard, so it has kind of lessened his usefulness. He is still very good, but I won't be using him until I can get him to higher gear levels. So if you guys had a chance, I played with Sun Fac on a few of my allies have him, and they had him as a leader. And I played with him. He's just super slow. And I saw somebody comment in Discord today that they had 7-star Sun Fac. They were all excited to have him. They got him geared up. But they said they played a PvP match and he didn't even go. It's like he didn't even get a turn because he's so slow. So.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've just kind of used him in the borrow an ally thing a little bit. He looks great on paper. I need some more experience with him.
Yeah, and for me personally, and I'll say this real quick, and then I'll let Riemann go. But for me, looking at the 2 new tanks that came out with Sun Fac and the Gamorrean Guard, and the Gamorrean Guard I just unlocked at 3 stars today. I just got finally had enough of my shipments to finally be able to get him. I've been trying to wait to get him, and so I think if you pair them together, if you're looking at them both side by side at the end of it when they're both 80 and you're both ready to rock, I don't know. I just really like the Gamorrean Guard. I think personally a little bit better. I don't know what his overall speed is yet. I haven't seen it, but. For me, I'm just a little bit more excited personally about the Gamorrean Guard. What do you think, Riemann?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm going for the Gamorrean Guard, and Sun Fac looks like a cool character. I mean, he's got the most protection in the game of any character, but I mean, he is really slow. Again, I don't have him, so I'm not speaking, from experience with the character, but just, the Gamorrean Guard looks like he just has a cooler kit, and I don't know. He seems like maybe. At the end, he may be more of a viable character. But I mean, listen, EA has done this before. I mean, all the characters that you buy are the ones that are gonna end up doing justice in the end, apparently.
Yeah,
except for Leia.
yeah, Leia for sure. Hope they keep her that way. Well, one thing too about Sun Fact just to talk about the cool factor. Let's take all the other stuff out for a minute. I mean, he looks exactly almost like Geo. You know, he looks almost exactly like Pago. I mean, there's no real differentiation between the two. I mean, when you put Gamorrean Guard in, that dude, that dude's going to stand out. So, just the cool factor alone. I'm also the guy that said if Slave Leia came into the game, I would just run Slave Leia by herself, nobody else. So, keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. But
Oh my gosh.
Let's see. We got at number 6. Number 6, Obi-Wan. Wow, he was number 10 for a lot of people last week, tied with Dooku. So now Obi-Wan jumped up to number 6. He made the list last week because his leadership is finally working, and on offense, the enemy AI seems to target him first, which is great because he evades like crazy, and even when they kill him, he buffs your whole team like crazy, and you destroy the enemy. He is the new Dooku for sure. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people on my server using Old Ben now as lead, and again, it's like Dooku. It's just kind of annoying. I can't beat him, but it's just one of those annoying kind of random number type deals. What are you guys seeing?
I'm seeing the same thing. I'm seeing a lot of Old Ben, but I'd say characters that have good AI. That's definitely another very important topic to discuss. I mean, characters that have good AI are few and far between. I mean, we were discussing Daka before. She's another character that has great AI, and Dooku, obviously. Those characters, I mean, will keep your team in lineup. From what I'm understanding right now, and from what I'm hearing, out there too, Akbar is also right now, one of the top AI characters since his buff. But I mean, just to touch on Old Ben, I think, I mean, he's got, a similar lead to Dooku, and it's very annoying. I mean, again, you can get through it and it can be defeated, but I see as far as like a defensive team, that's definitely a good way to go. But Old Ben is now easier to obtain, since he's in Cantina, so he's definitely a good character to go for. I mean, what's cool right now is that again, and Yoda says this all the time, is that there's just a lot more people that are viable now. You see Stormtrooper Han leads, you see Qui-Gon leads, you see you still see some Dooku leads. You
Phasma.
Still see, Phasma. So I mean, there's just a lot of different team comps that people are using now, and I guess that's ultimately what we wanted. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Old Ben, always amazing. It's fighting an Old Ben today, to take number 1, and evades like crazy, and his second ability where he knocks out all of your second abilities is pretty good. He does hit a little, not very great, on his first ability, which is okay because he's got the evade and his second ability. So, and then when he dies, he has the one where he buffs everybody up. So you do definitely have to take him out last, which is a challenge. Great character though, great lead, absolutely.
Yeah, well, we talked about him. Remember when he came to Cantina, and then like everybody and their mother was asking about Old Ben, because a lot of people didn't have him. I had him at the time. I used him in PvP for a while. But then we started researching him and looking what his powers were going to be like at 80 and stuff like that. And if they fixed his leadership, what it would actually do. Because obviously I wasn't using him as a leader at the time. I had Qui-Gon. But yeah, I mean, looking at him, I mean, he looked really strong. And we predicted that if they ever fixed his leadership, he would be a really good character. And he would eventually surpass Dooku, which it looks like he has. So, that's pretty cool. I like the fact that he gives that turn meter when you evade. So it really speeds everybody up a little bit, especially if you're pairing him with fast characters like a Leia or Rey or, Qui-Gon or whatever already. It's pretty nice. So let's see who our number 5.
He's also got a, he's one of those characters like there's like a few characters in the game that were viable like at 4 stars.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, like for a long time, you could use Barriss Offee at 4 stars and you could get away with it because she was super tanky. Same thing with Old Ben.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Darth Vader is kind of in that vein. You could kind of use him at 4 stars. I mean, I'm just talking about for people that are in, the 40s, 50s, 60s, working their way up. These characters were viable for a long time at 4 stars when you already had all 7-star characters. So, Old Ben is one of those guys.
Yeah, Ray's that way for sure. If you're on a new server, the person that gets Ray at 4 stars, I mean, they can dominate the arena. When you're new, when you're in that new phase on a server. So, yeah, that's true. Let's see, number 5. Wow, first time we've seen him, Jedi Knight Anakin. Let's see. I finally got him to 7-star this week and realized he only needs 2 furnaces to get to gear 11 and no other pre-crafts. 11 gear levels later, and with maxed abilities, I'm extremely impressed. At gear 11, he has 18k health plus 22k protection, which is really good considering he still hits pretty hard. He is another great counter to tanks because his basic inflicts buff immunity, so stops Royal Guard from taunting at all. His AoE is pretty powerful, and if it kills someone, then the whole team gets offense up, and the AI seems to do this properly. If you don't kill him first, he gets another turn and extra damage. He is a very solid character indeed. Okay, cool. So it's nice to see Anakin on here finally.
Honestly, I've borrowed Anakin as an ally before, but once again, this is a character I don't have enough experience on.
Well, with Anakin, I do have Anakin at I think 6 stars. I need to finish him off in Cantina. I'm a Gundy first, I think. But with Anakin, I mean, let's just look at some of the stuff we do know. Well, based on what Pendle said, which is true, he recapped. I mean, he does have pretty good health. He's got good protection. He does hit really hard. He's got that buff immunity. The other thing about him is he is as fast base speed as Qui-Gon Jinn. So Qui-Gon Jinn and him are on the same team. Yeah, and Qui-Gon's not lead. Anakin's the same speed as Qui-Gon. So I can see how he could replace Anakin, with Qui-Gon, and Anakin could make that list because, some of the stuff in his kit is pretty nice. So we'll just have to see as more of us start to get Anakin now that they unlocked him in Cantina. He is available in the last level of Cantina. As more people start to get him, we'll see how he progresses. But that's cool to hear that information and to know that he gets to gear 11 and all that. Is nice to know too. There's only about 8 or 9 characters I think that can get to gear 11. Stormtrooper Han, him, and a few others. So that's good to know. Good stuff. What do you think, Iman?
He's super quick too. I mean, with a Qui-Gon lead, he also goes before Qui-Gon. So it's like it's kind of like I'd love to see what he'd be like with Ahsoka and Yoda, going before a match. I mean, with the team I have now, I pretty much go before everybody else anyway, with Leia and Rey in there too. But I'm saying, as far as Anakin goes, he's super tanky, and that AOE that he has can, really catch you off guard.
Yeah, well, and plus the fact that once somebody dies, I mean, for arena, he's great. Once somebody dies, he can buff everybody up and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty cool what he has and what he can do. And again, like Grand Patron was saying, a lot of us just haven't had access to a high level. Wiseman Pendle, like he said, he just 7-starred him this week. So, it's cool that they're opening him up. More people will be able to use him. We'll see how he progresses and see how he ends up on this list in the next couple weeks. Let's get on to number 4.
I think I'm going to 7-star my Gundy tonight.
Oh, there you go. Nice. Yeah, mine's pretty close too. Nice. So let's take a look. Number 4 is Rey. I think both me and Riemann run her. Let's see what Pendle had to say about Rey. Her and Leia probably output the same amount of damage over the course of a match. Leia survives longer, but Rey outputs more damage per turn, so it balances out. Again, in the right team comp, she is an absolute machine. She needs a taunting character to keep her safe, where Leia doesn't. So can use that spot for another utility character. So that's why Leia gets the edge, in my opinion. Quick tip: always try and get Leia and Rey to escape from your raid team so they can push more damage in your second attempts. Yeah, good tip there. What do you guys think about Rey?
I think Rey's amazing. I mean, I don't know what else there is. One of my allies has a gear level 10 Rey that I was able to borrow yesterday, and she's always been a little squishy. She is no longer squishy when I saw her at gear level 10. And she still hits like a Mack truck and still has foresight. Definitely great character. And, you can still look at Nico Gritch's, algorithms and his graphs over there at lordskunk.com and see that she's an outlier. And typically, if you have a character that's that far of an outlier, it means that they are a great character. So without a doubt, she is my main farm out of the guild Cantina. Just for this reason, I got to get her to 7-star.
Yeah, she's a beast. I mean, really, as far as characters concerned, if it was my top 10 list, I mean, she'd be number 1. She's just got so much damage. It's insane. I mean, you can literally, wipe out a team with Ray in a couple of turns.
Yeah, I like Ray. Now I have both Leia and Ray on my team for PvP, and personally, I like Ray better. The thing that I don't like about Leia, which is it just depends on certain situations, is that when you stealth her, it takes a turn. So you stealth her, yeah, you get to shoot. You can take out like a Fives or a Dooku or something like that without them being able to counter you. But a lot of times, you're missing on that DPS with Ray, man. I mean, it doesn't matter what ability you use with Ray. She's going to do a big chunk of damage. I mean, she'll still one-shot. She's buffed. She'll one-shot Dooku. She'll almost one-shot Qui-Gon Jinn. And I don't have her main, what is that, her third special, or second special, sorry. Her third ability or second special all the way Omega Matted, which will add 15% more damage. So I can only imagine what that'll be like. I'm sure that will one-shot Qui-Gon Jinn or somebody. But yeah, I mean, Dooku, I don't even worry about Dooku. When I see Dooku, I just wait till Ray's turn. I just target him, use her second special, boom, he's dead. He's gone. So I mean, unless he happens to dodge or evade or whatever. But other than that, I mean, if Ray hits him, he's dead for sure.
I mean, since this protection meta, I mean, she is still the one that, I mean, like, all these characters kind of lost some damage. I mean, she is still the one that, like, clearly, takes down your health bar, effectively. I mean, you can, like, literally see her just break down a team, and if she's still on the board and she's got foresight, I mean, it's probably not looking good for you.
Yeah, and that's another thing. We talked about AI advantages, and with the AI, it seems like right now the AI is targeting people with foresight, which makes sense because you got to break it so somebody else can use their specials on them. But yeah, so like Ray and Yoda in that regard with foresight up, when they have that, I mean it's a free pass basically. It's a free pass to somebody waste. And I even seen Qui-Gon Jinn use his call and assist on somebody with foresight on with the AI. So, it's definitely an advantage to have characters like Ray and Yoda for that particular purpose right now with the way that the AI is set up. So let's see who our top three. We're getting into the top three now. Let's see. Number 3 is Princess Leia. There we go. We're just talking about her. I still haven't omega'd her stealth because I'm a Muppet and have been trying out a few other characters. But if you put her perma stealth in the right team comp, she's unstoppable, as I said last week. Using the top 3 characters on this list, you already have the beginnings of a very powerful team. So yeah, Leia's on my team. I really like Leia. I did put Omega Mats into a perma stealth. It is nice to have. It's great when you're going up against Fives. Or Dooku or somebody that you don't want to counter. I'll just target the rest of my team to hit whoever I want, DPSer or Royal Guard or whoever I'm trying to take out. And then I'll leave Leia when she's up in stealth. I'll just put her on, Dooku or Fives, do that damage where they can't hit you back with their counters. So yeah, there's definitely an advantage to having Leia. But again, when you do stealth, it does take away that turn, so you're not doing any DPS with a super high DPS character during that turn. What do you guys think?
I mean, she's in my PvP team, and I did get her to gear 9, and I gave her, the mats on her basic, and I gave her the Omega mats on her stealth. So she's perma stealth, and it's great. I mean, like, she when she triple taps, she gets she has a 50% chance to get 10% turn meter with each time she shoots if she gets called in for an assist. Again, every time she shoots, she has a 50% chance to get 10% turn meter again, so she gets to go a lot. And she's already super fast, gear 9. So I mean, yeah, she's great. I mean, she's definitely like a must-have character if you're spending money like that in the game.
Yeah, well, one thing about her too, it's just tough for me right now. For me personally, I have Ray at gear 9. I need 1 furnace and whatever that other thing is to get her to gear 10. So I got the furnace. Now Leia, I could take to gear 9 right now because I could use that furnace on her. But I'm really trying to hold off to see. I think I would rather go with Ray personally, just me personally. Get Ray all the way to gear 10 and get all her abilities omega. I just need to get to 80 to get that second special. Get that extra 15% damage on that. I just like Ray, man. Ray's pretty beastly. Now, if this was Slave Leia, this would be a different deal. It'd be no contest. But
there we go. I was waiting for the reference. There it is.
Yeah, but this is just Princess Leia, and she's wearing like a tablecloth. She's not as exciting.
She's wearing a tablecloth. Holy moly!
Now, just to touch on what you were saying, I mean I happen to have gotten 3 Omega mats in the last 24 hours, and I had 3 already before that, so I've gotten 6 so
Whoa,
far. I put
you're on level 80 already, Fremont?
no, I'm talking about the furnaces. Sorry,
Oh,
furnaces.
okay.
I apologize. So I got 6 furnaces so far, and so I put one into Ray, one into Leia, and one into Ahsoka. Yes, Ahsoka, and
Oh, okay.
and I still have 3 left. So I'm thinking about Stormtrooper Han, and I'm thinking about um, also possibly putting them into Leia and Ray to get them to Gear 10 whenever I get those Nubian techs,
Yeah.
which seem like it's a ways down the road. I have a few pieces towards it with Leia and Ray. I still have nothing, so I mean, hopefully, I get that full piece out
Do
of a
those
raid one day
Nubian
or something.
things drop in the shipments? I haven't seen any.
I know they drop in the raid because one of the alpha guys on y'all's team showed me where he got a fully crafted one, and that's the one he stuck on Ray to get her to gear 11. So
Yeah, hungry eyes.
hungry eyes, that's
Gear
right,
10, you
hungry
mean?
eyes. I'm sorry, gear 10. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I haven't seen it in shipments. If anybody's seen it in shipments, if you're in here, post it in the comment on this video. I'd be curious to know if you've seen them.
I don't think they're dropping in shipments, but you can get the full piece out of a
Yeah. Out of
raid.
a raid. Yep.
He was also at 29th when he got it, so it was
Oh
just
wow.
random.
Oh, he was
Yes,
29th in the
he was
raid.
29th, so it is random.
Oh
So that
wow.
means even if you're way down on the list, I mean, I'm typically in the bottom half on our raids. The random number generator can pop out a fully crafted piece.
Wow.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I
That's
mean,
good to know.
I was sitting. I think I was like at 14th, and he was at 29th, and he got like a much better payout than I did.
Wow. Okay. Good to know. All right, let's see number 2. Number 2 is Fives. Fives has switched places with Leia this week, and this is because running him with a Rex lead literally makes him 20% harder to kill. The only real counter to Fives is to stun him so he can't double tap you to death, but Rex isn't having any of that. He is stable in most teams now just for the ability to beat the odds at the end of a battle. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, again, like I said, the only time I've lost since the protection update, I've lost I think 4 times in PvP. And they've all been with Fives on the team, so he can just throw everything into mayhem if you don't get your rotations right. And that's another
Fives,
reason. Go ahead.
Fives, you gotta have a couple of characters if you're gonna take down Fives at the end. You're always holding Fives off till the end because it's gonna be a battle going back and forth with him and his counterattack and just wearing your team down, especially if you have characters with significantly lower health than he does. But he's I mean, like I said, you gotta have at least 2 or 3 characters, to go into a final battle with Fives. I gotta
Yeah.
say, if you lost, significantly, if you're down to 2 people and they're low health, I mean, you're probably not going to make it.
Well, one thing I do with Fives too, just for those people that are seeing, because a lot of people are starting to see him crop up on the server now. I target whoever I want, the DPS or whatever, or Royal Guard, depending on the raid with my normal arena team. I target those characters first, obviously. But if I do have Leia and she's stealth, which she should be if Fives is in there, I will attack Fives. Now I also will use Royal Guard to attack Fives. So if I stun Fives, then I will move all DPS over to Fives. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a really good point. That is similar to my tactic against Fives. So my first one is throw stuns at Fives until he's stunned, and then do the whole focus like what Lord Skunk is talking about. The second one is to leave 2 characters, Fives and the other character. Let's say, for example, Old Ben, and you hit your normal attacks on Old Ben, and you hit your specials onto Fives, because he will only counter the first attacker, not the first attacker and the second attacker. So you can kind of be using your heavy hits on him and using your light hits on Ben until you finally get that stun or something to work, and then refocus everything back over on him. But it can be tough.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's a great point too, as well, because a lot of people are running Old Ben and Fives together, and you do not want to kill Old Ben before you kill Fives. That's for sure. So
No.
So yeah, so definitely, I use that tactic a lot. That Grand Patron was saying is that if it's down to should be down to old Ben in fives, use your basics and stuff on old Ben, and then use your big stuff on fives. But yeah, definitely you got to use your rotations right when you're doing these PvP battles with some of these new comps. It's not like the old days, pre-protection where you could just kind of go in and you could almost just target somebody and auto it, and then your DPS is going to go crazy. The AI's gotten a little bit better. The protection gives people, a lot longer to live. So yeah, definitely, there's some combinations you have to have. But with fives, make sure you're trying to stun him or use somebody like Leia, that stealth that can do some damage on him.
Who's number one?
Who do you think? I'm going to guess it's Rex. How much you want to bet? I'm gonna see. Let's see.
I
haven't looked at this. I didn't
Rex.
go through this. I'm just guessing.
I'm saying it's Rex.
Yeah, I'm just guessing based on what he's been saying so far. Yep, number one, Rex. Here we go. A big leap up for Rex this week, and it's mainly because I started using him to lead my arena team. His kit is very, very, very versatile. He is especially good against Dooku Leader or any team that has Royal Guard, DACA, or both, because he can unstun all your heroes and give them turn meter too. Add to that how good he makes fives, and I really think he is the best hero in the game right now, especially with Gear 11 protecting him. Interesting. What do you guys think?
I've seen some fives in PvP. And,
Rex? You mean?
Sorry, I mean some Rex in
Yeah.
PvP. Yeah, and I mean as a leader, he's pretty serious. He's got a really cool kit. His special does a ton of damage, and it looks pretty horrific too when you get shot by it. But I'd say I don't see him as number one. I don't agree at all. But I mean, I think I think he's definitely a cool character.
Yeah, and I think with this whole list, I think maybe all of us won't agree with the exact order that people are in, but I definitely do agree with the majority of the characters on this list. Asajj still kind of throws me off, man, because I'm just not used to seeing her up there. You know what I'm saying? I'm still getting used to that one, but yeah, definitely good characters on there.
What do you guys think is a character that didn't make the list that should have?
Well, he's in a different situation. I
Yes,
think
he
he's
is.
on an older server. He's on a much more established server. He's very competitive. I still think for majority of people, Royal Guard's still the way to go. You don't see 100 Sun Facts out there. You know what I mean? In these PvP teams, basically saying Sun Fact negates Royal Guard. Okay, that's fair, but not every server, not everybody's going to be facing a bunch of Sun Facts. So I still think that Royal Guard definitely deserves a place on a top 10 for the majority of servers. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, I mean, he's, like you said, he's in a different place. I mean, effectively, if you look on his list, Rex is Chromium, Leia is Chromium, Sunfac is Chromium. That's three basically pay-to-play characters. If I was going to look at some other characters maybe that were farmable, one that you've already mentioned earlier, Ewok Elder would be one that I'd want to put on that list. Royal Guard would be one that I'd want to see on that list if you were looking to replace the Chromium characters for somebody that is that's a farmable character. If you were looking, you might look at putting a Barriss on there. For some reason, in Discord, I've been chatting with a bunch of people who cannot finish Galactic War. And if you cannot, if you're in a different place, if you're not where Wise Man Pendle is, but let's say you're somewhere where you cannot finish Galactic War, man, you really need to find Barriss and get a Barriss, because Barriss will help you so much in finishing your Galactic War.
Yeah, well, and like Rima said earlier, you don't even have to have her. I mean, you can get her 7-star now through the Cantina, but you don't have to have Barriss at 7-star. I mean, she can still help you, at 5-star, 6-star. So if you are kind of close on her, maybe you're close to unlocking her, or close to maybe getting her to 5-star. Definitely if you're having trouble in Galactic War, get Barriss. She can definitely help you. She's great for the Yoda event too. So if you don't have 7-star Yoda, she can definitely help you there. But let's do this. We got a lot of free to play people that watch the show. We got a lot of free to play people that are in the guild, or low spenders or whatever. Let's look at a completely free team that you can run right now. And I've been saying it for over a month, that you can run this team. They're super cheap to gear, up at 80. They're easy to get. Let's go through the list right now. Number 1, Qui-Gon Jinn. Okay, Qui-Gon Jinn is easy to get. You can get him out of Cantina shipments. He's easy to gear. He's one of the cheapest characters to gear. Number 2, the easiest character to get for anybody is Geonosian Soldier. Definitely, you can still run Geonosian Soldier. You don't have a Leia, you didn't spend any money, you don't have Leia, okay, put Geo in. That's fine. You can do him. Plus, his gear is super, super, super cheap at 80, all the way up to 80. Number 3, sorry, would be Royal Guard. Royal Guard is free to get now. You can get him out of Cantina. You got to be level 77 though to get him, but you can absolutely get him. And on a lot of new servers, if you're newer to the game, you can get away with the 4 or 5, 6-star Royal Guard until you can get up there to finish him off. Okay, so those are 3 characters right there that are super easy to get. I think you could also put in Luminara. I think you can get her out of Guild shipments, or Galactic War shipments. Put her in. She's definitely got a good leadership. Also, you can use her in Galactic War, so she could be viable there. And then who would be a 5th character you guys think that could go in there? I mean, I could say Rey, and Rey is definitely that character that if you have her and you got her, you can put her in. But some people still don't have her close to being unlocked yet. So what do you guys think? Give me a 5th character that you think would be really good for somebody that's free to play that's not going to spend a lot of money on the game.
So you've basically described my PvP team, and the 5th character that I put in, which is kind of debatable, but it's my 5th character is Eth Koth.
Okay.
It gives you a second stunner, and he's a pretty easy farm out of the PvP shipments.
There you
out
go.
of the squad arena shipments.
Now we got a character out of
every shipment.
Out of every shipment. Yep.
That is correct. We have a character out of every shipment. We have a character that you can get on the level 1 hard nodes, being Royal Guard, and we have the character you can get out of level Cantina 1, Node 1, Geonosian Soldier. That team right there has gotten me number 1 4 out of the last 5 days in my PvP team, going up against crazy pay-to-play players.
Yeah, completely free team.
Yeah, completely free team. I like I said, you guys know it. Only ever pulled 1 chromium ever, and that was because I knew that I would get a 4-star farmable character, and I did, and I got HRS, and I'm still working on him, but that team right there. Well, maybe not the best team. If you can learn how to use them, you got two stunners and a healer and a utility guy and a big DPSer.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, and another character too that you said, Hoth Rebel Scout, is definitely viable as well. He's available out of Cantina shipments as well. If you don't have a Leia, that's somebody you can play if you don't have a Rey. I mean, he's a DPS character. You could definitely put him in, and he has the ability to stun too. So, there's some good stuff with him.
I mean, that Cantina shipments is just chock full of great characters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's got, your 5s in there. You got First Order Officer in there, Hoth Rebel Scout. You have Qui-Gon. You have Ahsoka. You have Poe in there. Daka. I mean, just, some of the best characters in the game. Some of the characters right there in the top 10 are farmable in Cantina.
Yeah.
My personal pick, by the way, that didn't make the top 10, yes, I'm going there, is Ahsoka Tano. Okay, and I'm telling you,
of course you would.
I'm telling you,
Snips.
okay, you guys are sleeping on Ahsoka, and it's perfectly fine with me, because as far as I'm concerned, I hope you keep sleeping. Okay, I don't want to see Ahsoka out there and on other people's.
I have her 7-starred, buddy, just for you.
Okay, no problem. Listen, you're not going to play. You're not going to play. You're going to leave her on the bench. Leave her there. I will use her. Okay, she's a gear 9 for me right now. She's got an Omega Mat on her basic. She's doing plus 15 damage on her basic, and her special is doing 9, 8, 9, 10K crits. Okay, so I'm telling you, she's pretty awesome. Okay, and she also, heals herself with her basic. Okay, so if she gets into a fight with a 5s, or she's a great character to be fighting against 5s, because he's gonna shoot her, with his counter, and she's just gonna, get her health right back with her basic, and if I decide to put the other Omega Mats into her special, she gets -1 cooldown on her special ability, which also heals all the team if she crits, the entire team, and I mean, with a Qui-Gon lead, she's super fast. Okay, she's going before anybody else. I don't know, man. I'm telling you. I mean, she's just an excellent character to have, and she's one of the the best characters on my team. I think that I think that again, she's not great on defense. Okay, if you're talking about holding a spot, okay, that team is not going to hold it together. There's not a lot of health on that team that I run, but to get there, I mean, it's a lot of fun, and I really get to do to kind of control the match, right from the offset with that with the Ahsoka on the team.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, and a lot of people are saying good things about her in the raids too. So a lot of people are saying she's the last person standing sometimes at the end of their raid encounter that they're doing. So yeah, nothing against Ahsoka. It's just funny. We got to tease you. You were also the Darth Maul bandwagon for a while too. So you're never gonna live that one down. You're never gonna live that one down.
I'm still there, man. I got a furnace waiting for Darth Maul right now.
Goodness.
Oh man, let's look at Wise Man Pendle's honorable mentions.
Gear 9, Gear 9, Darth Maul. Okay, Gear 9, and 5 Omegas gives him 15% damage on his AOE. Okay, let's see what happens.
He is what he is. He is a Jedi killer. That's what he is. If you put him up against the Jedi team, he will knock it out of the park. If you can actually get him, because he's slow, and so if you can get him to go and hide him behind something that's good, and he's a Jedi killer. So I mean, he has his place, and since the rest of most of us are a little bit Jedi heavy because we've been going for Yoda event, then he does have his place. But it's like an anti-droid team. They're not they're not, they don't have their place all the time. Nobody's gonna that goes back to Lobot and Ugnut, because they're anti-droid. Well, they're great against droids. They're not so great against everybody else. That's kind of how I feel about Maul, just in a different way.
Yeah.
When I take first place with Maul in my PvP team, okay, I'm gonna celebrate the event in the General Cantina.
All right.
Okay.
We appreciate you sharing that with us, and we look forward to it. But I know you got some people that are on your server that watch this, and they're gonna be gunning for you now. They're gonna be salivating at the mouth when you put in Darth Maul, just so they can have a crack at him. So we'll see. Let's look at the honorable mentions this week from Wise Man Pendle. So he said his honorable mention, interesting. He said Tebow, great turn meter reduction in the raid and useful leader for phase 1. Nice, interesting. Now for me, when everybody was talking about Ewoks, I just assumed that they were going to run Sherpa. Recently I just got my Ewoks up to star 7, so I've been using them a little bit, just kind of been toying around with them. But that's interesting to know that they're using Tebow. I just assumed it would be Sherpa, but that's good to know that Tebow is a viable leader there in the raid for phase 1. And then his one to watch out for is Wedge Antilles. It's too soon to see if he will consistently be good, but as with all new characters, we need to try them in multiple teams before we know how good they are. So interesting. Wedge, none of you guys went for Wedge, did you?
I did not. I'm the no chromium puller, so you're not going to see me with Wedge for a while. I got to step away just for a few minutes, guys.
All right, brother. Yeah, what about you? Did you get Wedge, Remon?
Wedge Antilles. No, definitely not. Now, if they had released like Rebel Luke or somebody awesome, yes, I mean I would probably be all over that. But I'm saying that it's again another character that gets dropped in Rhodium that's going to probably be there for months. That's not an awesome character, I mean, I get Tusken Shaman's cool because he's got a cool kit. I'm sure Wedge has a really cool kit too. He's Rebel synergies, so that's great. Especially since Akbar's working now and he's doing a great job. So, Wedge should really be a great addition. But I'm just saying, personally, why Wedge Antilles? Why? There's so many other characters that are yet to be. I know they're trying to space this out and make it last long, but I mean, give me somebody from Rebels. Give me somebody. Give me some older Ahsoka, or give me some some Ezra Bridger or something like that.
Remon, your mic's breaking up again, bro. You're getting the computer mic.
Sorry.
Try to reload the app. I'm gonna go ahead. I saved these. Now, people have been asking me. They said, Skunk, can you do some more gameplay? We kind of got away from that. We've been doing more of a talk show style. but we'll do a little bit of gameplay. Now, what I've been doing with Galactic Wars is I've actually been almost auto battling all the way up to the 6th fight. Now, this is the 7th fight, I think. So typically, I usually can't get the Ewoks all the way through this one, but we'll see how we do with them doing the auto. But we will do we'll do the Galactic Wars on here. You back?
Is that better?
Yeah, it's a lot better. Yeah, it went crazy. Now I did see too in Discord they did an update and they're going to continue to supposedly work on these updates to kind of get rid of this robot voice that some people are having, and they made some more improvements for iOS. But I think you're on Android, aren't you?
Yeah, Android.
Yeah, Android must be coming next. But yeah, I know they're trying to work on that where they sometimes when you use the app for the voice chat feature, it can kind of get wonky every now and again.
Discord is kind of buggy a little bit, but I mean, it's still a great app.
Oh
know,
yeah,
just,
yeah. I don't know if
cool
you
functions.
if you were reading any like when you get the new updates and stuff. If you read what pops up on there, but I've been reading through them the last couple of times. I mean, they're making tons of improvements to this thing. You know, for a completely free program, it's pretty cool, pretty amazing what they got.
Yeah, absolutely. But just to finish what I was saying, I was talking about, um, I believe we were talking about pulling chromiums for characters that we, and Wedge Antilles. I was saying that it'd be just cool if they just released released a face character, somebody. I mean, and I know Wedge Antilles is an actual character, but I'm saying like a real face character. I mean, wouldn't you love to see like Emperor Palpatine or I mean, even just the regular TIE pilot. Just release the regular TIE pilot.
Yeah, yeah. Or what
You know?
about the troopers that fought the Ewoks? Those were always my favorite. The toys, remember the stormtroopers that were on those speeder bikes?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, those are really cool.
Those would be cool too. I mean, but I mean, like I said, I think that if you're going to sell somebody in a rhodium to people that have spent a couple $100 on this game already, make it somebody that's going to be cool to get, somebody that you've been wanting for a while, and somebody that's kind of exclusive. You know what I mean? So that it draws you in to buy that. I mean, I just haven't had that pull from any of these Erodiums. I mean, the only one that really I feel like I maybe missed out on was Rex. But other than that, the rest of them, I'm really not. I'm really not. I don't feel too upset about it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm with you on that. Yeah, the Tuscan Shaman is cool. I think it's going to be almost time for him to go somewhere in one of these shipments or something soon with the Tuscan Shaman. Especially now they just gave him that, kind of buffed him a little bit, where now his bonus is off any debuff, not just dots. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, so we'll see on the Shaman. Shaman is one I would like to have just because it's a dark side healer. It's nice to have dark side healers when you're trying to do dark side stuff. So we'll see. But yeah, the Wedge, I wasn't super excited about him. I know a lot of people posted screenshots in Discord, about having him at 7-star and stuff like that. And that's cool, man. That's cool. I'll hear more what they have to say about him. But he's not one that I'm going to be going after anytime soon.
I mean, to get me to spend more money like that on the game, like just like straight up buying Erodium packs, it's got to be somebody that's totally worth it. I mean, somebody that's gonna like be, somebody that I'm gonna want to play in my PvP team. I'm gonna want to gear up. Somebody I'm gonna be super excited about.
Yeah.
Like when you get your 7-star Leia, or when you get your your Rey to 7 stars. I mean, that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they need to release a character like that, like somebody that that everybody wants.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. And for me, I could see the kind of the justification, especially with these raids, of doing these Erodium packs like for Wedge or whatever, because you get those purple ability mats, which are scarce for a lot of people. I got a lot of characters that are geared up, they're leveled up, they're started up, they're ready to go, but I am missing quite a few purple mats. How are you doing on those purple mats?
I'm out of purple mats every time I get purple mats.
Yeah, me
you know
too.
What I'm saying? But it's like I've got a decent amount of characters level up. Remember, I've been playing since November, so I've gotten tons of mats. It's just that that's probably the biggest benefit of those packs. I mean, honestly, from anybody that has gotten those Erodium packs, the one thing they tell me is that they get tons of purples, and they also get tons of credits because I think you get like 100,000 credits every time you pull one.
Yeah, I don't think it's that high. I don't think it's that high, is it? Is it that high? Maybe it is.
That's how high. That's how high it was for Tuscan Shaman. I don't know if they've changed it or not.
Yeah, if somebody needs to look that up, I'd be curious to know about that. I thought for some reason
100
I thought it was 10K per time. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is higher.
100,000 credits is a lot of. I mean, keep in mind to get a 7-star Tuscan Shaman or to get a wedge, you're going to have to spend probably around $300-400. So you're talking about all those credits, all those purple mats every time you're pulling one of those. That can definitely help start beefing up your roster. And also start helping level up some characters maybe you have the shards for that don't necessarily have the credits for.
Yeah, good point. Well, one of the guys in the thing, I don't know. Sometimes when people tell you, it's just like when you go fishing or when you go to the casino, it's always a little different than what actually happened. But I think one of the guys said that he spent about $200 and got 7-star wedge. So I guess if you're going to spend the money, that's a little more realistic. I thought it would be a lot more than that. Me personally, I never really did the Erodium myself, but I just would have figured it would have been more than that. Maybe he has a lot higher drop rate than some of these other characters. I don't know. Have you ever done Erodium? Have you ever done any Erodium characters?
I mean, I made a couple of pulls for Tuscan Shaman just to see because I was told that he dropped very frequently, like a full unlock, but he was also a 3-star character. It also depends on how many stars the character is, because if you get for example, like Wedge Antilles, who's 4-star, if once you get the full unlock, every time you get another full unlock, it's another 32 shards. For some characters,
So
if you
you're
get a
saying
full
don't
unlock,
promote them? You mean right? You don't promote them, right?
you don't promote. But I mean, when you get the full unlock, it doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is that some characters have lower shard drops because of how valuable their full unlock is. Like for example, like Royal Guard, it's almost better to get the 10 or 12 shards that you get for Royal Guard when you're pulling a chromium than it is to get a full unlock of him, because you only get 7 shards if you unlock him fully, but you get 10 if you get him as like just just one of those shard characters that you get earlier in the chromium packs. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you fully unlock a 2-star character, all you get is 7 shards. So it's like you have to unlock that character. You could get full unlocks of Royal Guard all day, and it'll take you forever to get him to 7 stars. But when you're doing a 4-star character like Wedge Antilles, for example, you get 32 shards every time you fully unlock him. So that'll get you there a lot quicker.
Gotcha. Yeah,
But
I never really paid attention to that. You guys talked about that before, and I never really thought about it.
well, you get the first time you unlock them, you're going to get the full character, right? So you're getting a full 80 shards for a 4-star. Okay. Um, but every subsequent time that you unlock him fully in those packs, and it depends on how many times you fully unlock him. That's all up to RNG. You're going to get 32 more shards for him. Whereas if you're pulling a character that starts off at 2 stars, for example, instead of a 4-star character, you're only getting 7 shards. I believe it's 7 shards for that character. So it's like you could unlock the character fully, you know, 100 times, and you're only going to get 700 shards.
Gotcha.
So not that you would need 700 shards, but you understand what I'm saying. I'm just trying to
Yeah,
give
I
you
know what
some
you mean.
perspective on that. But if you unlocked Ray, let's say fully 10 times, you would get 320 Ray shards. That's a lot.
Well, that would 7-star.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, you would get the full because of the 4 stars. You just get more shards when you fully unlock them, and those characters are going to be easier to get in the Erodium packs because you're just trying to get as many full unlocks as possible. It'll get you to the 7 stars quicker. But yeah, like we were talking about, I mean, as far as like the credits and the purples go, I mean, they're very scarce. So the more you get, the better. I mean, I have quite a few characters that are like 7-starred and in the 70s as far as their numbers, because they're gear 8 or gear 9, and some of them don't have well, not gear 9 characters, but gear 8 characters that don't have all the purple mats. They don't have their abilities leveled up to level 7. So I'm still catching up. I mean, I think Asajj Ventress was one of the first characters that I got to 7 stars back in the day, and she's still sitting at level 3 abilities with all of her abilities because I haven't been able to justify giving them to her.
Yeah, yeah, I know the same thing. I just leveled up. Like I said, I leveled up my 5s. Promoted him and got him from 0 to 79, and got him geared up pretty good. I mean, just like somebody was saying, like you got a lot of that gear for 5s already. So if you have 5s and you're thinking about promoting them, it's not hard to gear him at all. But yeah, now I'm just waiting on the ability mats. So tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, Sunday, we get the challenges where I'll get quite a few ability mats and stuff. So we'll see.
You'll get ability mats tonight too.
From what? Oh yeah, from the challenge, you mean?
Yeah, you'll get them from the challenges tonight and on Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday. Yep, you're right. Yeah, man, there's so much stuff going on, man, with these guild challenges now and these different reset timers and all this different stuff, man. It's really, really confusing sometimes to keep everything together. Now, we do have that set up in Discord. If you're curious to know what challenges are for that day, all you have to do is type in ! and then lowercase, Monday, Thursday, Friday, whatever day it is. It will tell you what it is for that day, and then at the reset. Also, if you just type in ! weekly, all lowercase, it will show you the challenges for the whole entire week, so you can kind of prepare for that. It is something we got to get used to, for sure.
Getting these characters up with, from level 1, like, sometimes, you're sitting there farming a character from GW, and you're just getting shards, and they're just sitting there at level 1 while you're collecting their shards, and you finally get them to 7 stars. Now you gotta take this 3-star character or 4-star character and star him up to 7 stars. Then you also have to take his power level from 1 to 78, 79, wherever you're at with your team. You're talking about, millions of credits. I don't know the exact number. I really am curious to see what the exact number will be when we're talking about getting to 80. You know what I'm saying? From 1.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be somewhere with, let's say you have to star them up too. Okay. So you're talking about from, let's say, a 4-star character, you got to do 250,000 credits, then 500,000 credits to 6-star, and then 1,000,000 credits to 7-star. So that's 1,750,000 credits right there just for a 4-star character. And then on top of that, you're talking about probably an additional 3 or 4 million credits, maybe even 5 million credits to get them from 1 to 80. So now you're talking about potentially spending 6 to 7 million credits just to get a character from 1 to 80 with all the with all the stars, and with starring them up to 7 stars. And that's not even including the gear that you're going to spend credits on, because every time you use you get a piece of gear, it costs you 1,000 credits, 2,000 credits, whatever, every single time. And also, that's not including how many credits you're going to need to level up all their abilities, because every time you use their ability, you get an ability mat, and you give an ability mat to them, they're also charging you credits for that. So it's just a sick amount of credits that you need to level up these characters. I mean, each character from 1 to 80 is probably going to cost you, 7 to 8 million credits.
Yeah, well, and then the training droids too. I mean, those aren't infinite, If you're leveling up a couple of different characters, you're trying to get characters ready for these raids. I mean, you're going to run out of training droids at some point, so you got to get those.
That's the biggest problem I have right now is, the training droids credits. I mean, it's really, I have like a ton of characters that are just sitting there with the shards to level them up to 7-star and, all that. But I just need credits, and I need training droids, and I need mats, and that's the tough part.
Yeah. I was hoping, I gave them the recommendation. They haven't heeded my recommendation so far. Was to make the ability mats, the training droid event, and the credit event daily once you hit 70 or 71 or something like that. You know what I mean? Just make that a daily event where you can do those challenges. I think that would help people, especially getting prepared for raids. Now, I understand they want to make money and they want people to pay money to get these other things, these training droids and these credits and whatnot. But, man, it would just make it much easier. I don't think it would make that big of a difference if they just gave that to us, let us get these characters up, let us enjoy the game. I mean, they're not shy about pumping out new characters. What are we up to now? We're up to 80 now characters, I think. Aren't we up to like 80 characters now?
80 characters, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they're not shy about pumping out new characters. So at least give us the ability, Some of these characters you have to buy. You know what I mean? Like example, Shaman, Tuscan Shaman, and Wedge Antilles and stuff. So you have to buy them. So they're making money there. At least give us the ability mats and the resources to level up these other characters so we can enjoy them and try them out.
It's kind of crazy. I mean, they are selling the not selling. They're giving out the um, purple mats in Squad Arena tokens in Squad Arena shipments now for 700 Squad Arena tokens, and that's insane priced. I mean, that's almost two full character purchases in the Squad Arena shipments. So I mean, it's I mean that just I can't justify spending that many tokens on one purple mat. But if they made them available, like let's say instead of those stupid credit challenges and droid challenges that they have there for 25 energy or whatever that is, I'd rather have for 25 energy an ability to get two purple mats,
Or at least one.
yeah, or at least want something. I mean, I'd rather do that. I mean, I'd spend the 25 energy to get two mats, and just I know that if I use, let's say, 100 energy on those challenges, I'll get 8 mats that can probably level up an ability for somebody.
Yeah, no, I agree, and the reason why I was saying that, why I've been saying that I think they should do that, or at least make purple mats easier to get. Now, I appreciate the fact that they put it in shipments. I did say that too in the past. I said, well, why don't they put these things in shipments so we can at least buy them? So they did do that. So props to them for that. But the big thing is that with these Omega mats, now we can only get those once a day. So, I mean, you kind of made the purple mats obsolete anyways. Let's just get those. It's just holding us back from being able to get to Omega mats. Let's get those easier to get if we can. That's what I would like to see.
Yeah, purple mats should be a little bit more plentiful, especially at this level. You get them in GW, but again, I mean, I think GW should be 24/7 double bonuses. What they were giving you the other day for double, I mean, that's what GW should be. First of all, that would make it worth it for me, because then there's never a way I'd ever miss GW. And on top of that, it would also, um, give you more purple mats. And let's say you got 4 mats every time you did Galactic Wars, that would really help out a lot too. I'm saying, or let's say you got, 1,000,000 credits every time you did a Galactic War, that would really help too. I'm saying? I mean, those double rewards should be on Galactic Wars every single day. That should be what Galactic Wars is.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I mean, the Galactic War, I mean, for the most part, for what it is, Galactic War does give you a fair amount. And that's where the majority of people get their resources from, is Galactic War. But somebody did
you're talking about like 600,000 credits.
I know.
I'm saying,
No, I know. I understand. And it didn't scale with the level cap. You know what I mean? It should have scaled. Like, if you look at other games, when the level caps increased, the raids and stuff like that, or whatever, dungeons or whatever, if we're talking like World of Warcraft style, that stuff increases as well. So you're going to get increased money from these things to increase that offset of what it costs to level. There's really no increase of money being come in to be able to level these characters up. There's no influx of resources. The resource cost went up, but there's no way to get additional resources. Does that make sense? So, somebody did a spreadsheet on Galactic War, and basically Galactic War, I can't remember what it was. I think it was 2. It might have been 3. I could be wrong, but I think it was 2 on average. You did over 11 days. You averaged 2 purple mats a day from Galactic War. So that's really not that much. Over 1 week, you're gonna. And some days you'll get 1, some days you'll get 3, but on average you're gonna get 14 purple ability mats. One day. Now it's going to take, for some of these characters, for these purple mats, it's going to take 9 ability mats just to go up one level or whatever, one rank for some of these abilities. So
that's what I'm saying. They should give you double, just like that. That would literally fix a lot. I mean, I would just get, every week like 7 million credits out of my GW. That would help me level up a character every single week. That would give me enough ability mats to. You talk about 14 ability mats. Let's say they give you double, and you got 4 a day. So you're talking 7 days. You're talking about 28 ability mats in a week. That would give you enough to level up a character halfway, or most of the way. I mean, that would be enough to level up a character a week. That'd be great.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know why they're stingy with the purple ability mats. Again, usually when a new ability mat comes out, You know, I mean, look how prevalent the purple and the blues are. You know, the green and the blue ability mats. I mean, I got hundreds of those. You know, and you know, that's typically how it is in games. For most games, for the most part, you know, once a new tier of a resource comes out, the tier below it becomes a lot easier to get. They really haven't done that as much, besides putting them in the arena, you know, in the arena shipments. So,
Hey guys, I'm back.
hey, what's up? Hey, we're gonna be doing our promo, guys. So if you haven't done so, you're gonna be able to help us with that, patron. You're
Yeah,
my best,
absolutely.
my best
Absolutely.
promo assistant. So you guys got we'll do 10 minutes. So if you haven't done so yet, get in for the promos. We're gonna draw those live on the show. There's 4 promos going on this week. Number 1 is you can get access to 7-star General Grievous. Number 2 is you can get access to 7-star Sun Fact and a bunch of other cool characters. Number 3 is that download code for Songhammer's album, Take a Ride on My Spaceship. And then the 4th one is everybody's favorite Yo-Yo Yoda. You can get a chance to get his ally code. So go ahead and fill that information out. Do what you need to do. Just go to lordskunt.com. You got 10 minutes. 9 minutes now. And then we'll start drawing the winners. So go through the promos on here. It'll take you all of a couple minutes. I'm going to go through, finish these Galactic Wars, and we'll hear from Patron and Remon. They can do some discussion. But get that stuff in there, man, so you guys can get in for those drawings. And we'll draw those at 10:50 p.m. Eastern time. Okay, so Patron, if you want to start pulling that sheet up too, that would be cool.
I will, yeah. So I've got the first sheet pulled up for the YouTube, and then I'll also get the Reddit pulled up, and then I think those are the only 2 I have access to. Right? You're doing the other ones.
Yep. So in 9 minutes or a little less than 9 minutes, we're going to cut that off. Patron's going to refresh both those pages, and we're going to start from there, and we'll get those people drawn.
Well, sweet. Well, Remon, what did you get out of those 4 or 5 days we had of May the 4th be with you?
I got a lot of Royal Guard and I'm a Gundee, man. I just basically I finished up Royal Guard, I'm the 7 stars, and because I kind of held off on doing the hard nodes once I knew he was going to be, and I was just farming other characters, and mainly Ewok Elder. I just want to finish him up. But as far as the cantina was really where that I was farming Royal Guard, and then I was also farming I'm a Gundee towards the latter part of it. Now I'm 25 shards away from.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up just a little bit, buddy. I want to hear what you're having to say, but I'm catching about every other word.
Can you hear me now?
That's much better.
Okay, so I mean I'm about 25 shards away from 7-star I'm a Gundee, and I got a lot of purple mats. I mean, it seemed like the purple mats were just dropping like all over the place. So I mean, pretty much each day.
Yeah, they were double. Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty much each day of Cantina, I was pulling in 20 plus purple mats. So I mean, you know, out of the 2 days with the Cantina, where Cantina was the special day, and then after that, when everything was special, or everything was double rewards, I got about like 40 mats out of it. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I did the same thing, and I got. You'd be proud. I took Ahsoka to 7 on all of her abilities. So I'm rocking a ability 7 on Ahsoka Tano, and I did the
awesome.
same. She I got to tell you, you know, she definitely has her place. You know, my thought is you know, my first thought whenever I was doing the all those days for May 4th was to get everything together for Yoda, knowing that Yoda was going to come back. So I knocked out my Ahsoka. She's my 5th Jedi I'm using. And then I just kept working on every character I could possibly get to 6-star for the raids. So I got Tebow to 6-star. I got Phasma to 6-star. I got Dooku to 6-star. I got, you know, Poggle to 6-star. Any possible character I could get to 6-star. I got Talia to 6-star. Whatever character was the closest to 6-star, I just worked them. And I went from being able to have, you know, one full squad and 2 characters in tier level 6 raids to being able to have 4 full squads on my tier level 6 raids. So
that's awesome.
that should, you know, I mean, I know on the stream, what was it, you know, earlier in the week, Basically, I knew I would not be doing well in raids if I wasn't even showing up to more than half of the battles. And so I was like, we got to get in half the battles, whatever it takes for us to get into half the battles, to get into as many of the battles as we can. That's what I'm going to do. So it was so my roster looks way better now than it did before, and I too was kind of picky about who I used those purple ability mats on, and I knew that Asajj Ventress was going to be good. And then, I knew the Yoda event was coming up, and I thought, if Yoda is as much of a pain in the rear as he was when all you guys did him the last time he came out, then I have to focus on Ahsoka and get her. She can't be the weak link in the chain there. So I definitely worked on that.
That's actually what I did too when I was coming up from my, when I got Yoda back when, and he was it was Ahsoka was again not really on my PvP team at that point. I just was giving her the ability mats because I wanted to defeat Yoda, and I wasn't sure she'd be strong enough with lower abilities. But I'm telling you, man, when it'll happen for you is when you're doing that event, man. When you're actually sitting there and you're using Ahsoka and she's going, especially if you're running a Qui-Gon lead, you got to be running Ahsoka. I'm telling you, she's just got um, such a cool kit, and she goes so fast. She starts off the match great. I just think again, she's one of those characters that people are still kind of sleeping on because she was because she wasn't so great for a long time, and anybody who's not running a Jedi lead right now or Qui-Gon lead won't really see the merit in it. But if you are, you should definitely give it a shot if you have her.
Yeah, like I said, get her. I'm going to get her up to 70, and I'll stick her in and kind of experiment with her and see how she fits in with what I've already got going on. But definitely was I as an almost as a not very high spender, I had to cringe a little bit on Cantina days. I actually hit the 800 crystal refreshes on the on Cantina. What Lord Skunk's doing right now, the Cantina, just because I was like, I'm never, I can afford to pay double into crystals because I'm getting double the shards, and what I was really short was shards. So I basically spent my entire month's budget on the game in 2 days, but I felt like it was worth it.
Listen, if it got you, that far, then maybe it was worth it to do that little push right there just to get you where you needed to be, and now you can contribute in the raids.
Yeah, so definitely. So it'll definitely help me in the raids. Um, that worked out well. What are you guys seeing in your raid? How what are you seeing that's what teams do you see that's working for you in the raids?
Honestly, it's been kind of. I'm still trying to figure it out. It's just it's very sporadic. Sometimes I get 200k damage, 250k damage, and then sometimes I get 100k damage. It's just like it's tough to stay alive. It really depends a lot on what part of the raid you jump in at. I've
I agree.
mostly been fighting. I've mostly been fighting the Rancor at stage 4, and it just seems like you don't really last that long.
So that's funny. You and I have a totally different kind of take on that. I have mostly been fighting the Gamorrean guards, and the reason why is because in our guild, I'm the one that presses the go button, and since I press the go button, I jump right in, and that's who I go up against. So I've gotten a lot of experience against the Gamorrean guards, and definitely think that what's kind of being dubbed the cleanser type characters. And it's characters I have that are pretty high up already. Qui-Gon Jinn and Asajj Ventress have definitely been helpful in there, along with some pretty decent healers and a taunt. So and then Tebow for turn meter. Those have seemed to work out real well for me. Whenever I go up against the Rancor, usually by the time we get the refresh for our guild, we are already past the tier 2 of the Rancor. We're either in tier 3 or we're in tier 4, and it just seems like my guys just get pummeled a little bit. And so I know I need to get more DPS type characters, more characters, like a IG-86, like different characters like that, like first order TIE pilot characters that hit for a whole bunch, or really work hard, like what DCS is saying in the chat. Work on my Ewok team, and getting those Ewoks together and getting some synergy in those later areas. Kind of have figured out how the door button works a little bit, especially from watching the stream the other day. Waiting until we get really close to the cooldown on the Rancor's bellow ability, and then making sure that that I got that last little push to move the door down, so I can get some more time on beating up with my main squad against the Rancor. But definitely still experimenting, still needing to get some characters leveled up. Got them geared up, and got them starred up, but need to get them leveled to become more viable in those other stages.
All right. That's the cutoff, brothers. So that's the cutoff. So wherever you're at right now, save the page, refresh it, and save it. That's where we're at. So Patreon's going to do that. I'll be right back. I'm going to go away for 2 minutes. So if you guys want to finish up your conversation, I'll be right back, and then we'll draw those winners, baby. We're going to start drawing those winners.
I wonder what he's doing back there. He's probably making a lasagna.
Making lasagna. That's hilarious. Oh man.
But no, I think it's I think we need to do a little bit more strategizing too, to be honest with you. As a guild, we're going through it in our chats and stuff like that. But I see some of the guilds that are with us in the top tier. I mean, they're doing a lot of information sharing. They're doing a lot of strategy, by sending certain teams in that have certain characters, and we're doing some of that too. Don't get me wrong, but I think that, if we did a little bit more of that, again, more communication, I think would go a long way.
Yeah, I know that Lord Wrath, he sent me a message and said that he is working on updating what he's got going on as far as his PowerPoint that he did.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's all great, and we have these books, but I mean, again, I mean, there's certain people that are experiencing certain things because they have certain characters that maybe I don't have, or you don't have, or somebody else in the guild doesn't have, and we need to be sharing these experiences to try to come up with some strategies that work. I mean, it's a whole different animal. It's a whole different beast. It's a whole different type of battle than a regular PvP match or a galactic war match or anything that we've faced before. So, there could be some hidden secrets, some hidden gems in there that we're just not aware of yet.
Yeah, I know that the one of your buddies from your server, Malia Bean, has been incredibly helpful for Team Skunk Omega as far as, and I'm sure with a bunch of the other guilds, as far as actually showing what he's doing and what he thinks might work in evaluating people's rosters for synergy.
He's got a really strong Ewok team, and that's been doing some pretty serious damage to the Gamorrean guards in the beginning, and it also does very well, against the Rancor. But with Ewok Elder being a super MVP in that respect, also Yoda has been really great with his foresight and being able to grant that to all of his teammates. But there's still just a lot that we're not, that's unknown right now. As far as what the best comps are, and what the best strategies are as far as the door is concerned, and things like that. So that I think we just kind of scratch the surface right now with all the information that we're gathering, and over time, I mean, I think there'll be more of a textbook approach towards it. But right now, we're still in the beginning phases, so we got to get there.
Yeah, just counting down the last little bit here. Give me 1 second. I'll be there. I'll be ready for random.org.
All right, I'm ready when you are. We got it pulled up. Everybody's ready. So just let me know the number, and we'll get this thing started. Appreciate everybody sticking around through the live show. Hope you guys enjoyed Songhammer. It was really cool. Those guys to come on here. Appreciate them doing that. So.
$197.
197. All right.
197.
Okay, 197. So this is for the 7-star General Grievous ally code. This is from Lord Wrath from Team Skunk. So 1 of 197. The first winner is 191. Well, that's easy. 191 is the first winner. Who's that?
All right, give me a sec. It's chocolate.
Chocolate. Cool.
Chocolate is the winner.
Congratulations to Chocolate. Just reply to that if you would. Please post your in-game name and ally code. Appreciate that. Chocolate is our first winner. Congratulations to Chocolate. And I don't know if he's on the show. I haven't been looking at the chat much, guys. Sorry about that. I haven't been paying attention to it. I usually rely on Patreon to do that, but he's doing everything else right now, so. Okay, we're going to pull the second winner. Here we go. Second winner.
Yep, I'm ready.
For 7-star General Grievous ally code. Winner is number 15. Winner number 15. It's one of our newer ones.
Yeah, I got to scroll all the way back up to the top. Hold on. Stephen C. Stephen C.
Nice. Stephen C. Congratulations, Stephen C. Congratulations to Chocolate. Let me know once you post your reply, and we'll move on to the next one. The next one we will be doing will be one winner. Okay, one winner, and this will be on the Reddit. So this will be for the Reddit promotion. So one winner from the Reddit.
Okay, Reddit. It's going to take me just a minute, so if you guys will maybe chit-chat about what you found out from the raids, and I'll get that ready.
Yeah, no problem. If anybody has a question, I do have the YouTube chat open right now, so feel free to post a question if you have one. We will get that answered for you.
Then I also think that
Stephen C is here. He's in the chat right now. Awesome.
Awesome, great. And then I think we also had a question from I think it was Castaspella maybe or something. He posted one on the other side in the Ask Skunk maybe.
Oh, okay. Let me pull that up. Let's see. Ask Skunk. Nope. I don't see any questions over there.
Yeah, it's the Ask Skunk section, but there's 0 questions.
Oh, I see. No, okay, he said he's actually in the thing. He wanted to come on and ask a question. I don't see where he went now, though. That must have been earlier. Sorry. If Castaspell is out there listening, I didn't see that message. He sent me a private message. I didn't see. Sorry, we had Songhammer scheduled for a half hour, but those guys must have really enjoyed it. They ended up going over, which is fine. I was glad to have them. We ended up going a little longer than I expected with Songhammer, so it was really cool that they enjoyed being on here and gave us that information.
Come back, Castaspell. We want to hear about Lando and Leia.
Get back on here, you big whale.
Super whale. Whale Spella. Whalespell and Whaletron on the same server.
Yep.
Whaletron and his 6-star Sunfac. He's gonna be giving that out. He's gonna be passing out that ally code.
Yeah, we got a 5th promo coming next week, guys. Just so you know, it's going to be for Grand Patrons. Now 6-star Ventress.
Ha 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 ha.
No, I'm serious.
That's gonna be the hottest one. That's gonna be the hottest one, man. I mean, listen, people want that 6-star Ventress.
Dude, yeah. Well, they just want to be allies with Grand Patron. He's on 2 different shows now. He's on 2 different Star Wars Galaxy Heroes shows. Now he's famous. Yeah, YouTube famous.
Yeah, he's Ritual Grande now.
Yeah.
Ritual Patron.
Rocking that beard, baby. Rocking that beard.
Grande, is it Patron or is it Patron?
It's Patron. Grande Patron.
I call him Grand Patron. I always have from the beginning.
Yeah, you call me whatever you want.
I call Riemann. I gave Riemann the name Riemann. It was funny about his though. He comes on and I was calling him Riemann the whole time, and finally, like halfway through the show, the first time he was ever on, he's like, "Well, actually, Skunk is pronounced Raymond," and I'm like, "Well, then why didn't your mom name you Raymond? Then why'd she name you Riemann? I mean, that's not my fault. Don't blame me."
It's perfectly cool. Riemann is.
Your mic's going again.
Riemann works.
Riemann.
121. We have 120. Yep.
121. Okay, so let's update that in random.org. Random.org should pay me a royalty fee. I use them and promote them all the time.
That's right. That's awesome.
I think it's a non-profit. It's like from a college or something, actually. But
yeah.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to do our first winner from the Reddit promotion. First winner. Oops. 119. First winner is 119, right there towards the bottom then. 119.
Yeah, so our winner is JVU420.
I think he's in the chat.
JVU420.
JVU420. I thought I saw him in the chat. So JVU420, you get Wise Man Pendles, our top 10, the guy who gave us our top 10 characters list. Wise Man Pendle, one of our admins in Discord and one of the players from Team Instinct. You will be getting his ally code, where you can have access to basically every character. So, and the cool part is that he's in Discord every morning for us in the U.S. Later, if you're overseas, but if you're in the U.S., you could get in there. You can ask him or send him a message, and he said he would change those around for you if you wanted to. So.
Yeah, he's super cool. He's a great person to have as an ally. So he's a great person to be able to ask a bunch of questions to.
Yeah, and I think he sent me. Let me double check. 'Cause I think he sent me his roster. He just updated his roster. So let me look, and I'll show you guys because he did send that to me. Yep, he did. So I'll pull that up for you.
He definitely wants you to PM him every 45 minutes to an hour on which character you'd like to be.
No, come on. I mean, you got to be kind of cool about it. But
all right, so here's his roster. So he posted this 2 days ago. Look at oh my goodness, look at all those geared characters on there. Geared Rex, geared Barasafi, Qui-Gon, Phasma, Geo. So
if you could steal one character, which one would you steal?
Well, I guess I'd go Rex since he had him. I'd go with Rex because I already have the 5s now. So based on what he's saying,
Rex is number one in our hearts. Rex.
Here's his second page. There's his General Grievous. Look at that geared up General Grievous. Boy, he ain't playing around.
Wow, General Grievous.
Does he have Lobot?
I'm sure he
like
does.
Yoda account, I think. Almost. Look, there's a lot of characters he didn't invest in though.
Yeah.
Like he's got him 7-star, but he didn't invest like the resources in him. It looks like. But he's got all the main ones. He's got like Tusken Shaman. He's got Ahsoka Tano geared up. He must have been listening to Riemann.
Somebody's finally paying attention.
But all of his characters are 80, all 7-star except for I'm a Gundy. He's got a 7-star Ugnaught. I'm a Gundy's not quite there yet. Hoth Rebel Soldier and Finn Now he doesn't have open Gamorrean Guard, Jow Engineer, or Han Solo yet, but he's got everybody else. Now I feel good because I already got my Gamorrean Guard open, so that made me feel good.
There you go.
Cool. Well, that's why he's in Pendle's roster. So he said he is open to move different characters in there. Now, again, he talked about Anakin. So, that's the character that he's got leveled up and geared up. So if you want to test out Anakin, message. Don't get stupid with the request, though. I mean, don't make him mad. That was JVU, right? JVU won that?
Yes, that is correct. JVU 420.
Okay, cool. Let me pull up the next one. We got to do Twitter, so you guys can go ahead and chat. I'll pull those up. Or is it? No, next one's Twitter. Yeah.
Yep.
This will be for the download codes. There'll be 2 winners from here. This will be for the download codes for Songhammer. Songhammer's new album, Take a Ride on My Spaceship.
Yep, and then what do we? And then we are also doing Twitch as well, right?
The last one is Twitch. Yep, and that's Yo-Yo Yoda's ally code. So
there we go.
Was JVU in the chat? Was he in the chat there? Did you see?
I have not seen him. I have not seen JVU. Maybe he was. He might be.
I think he's in chat in Discord.
Discord. Oh, okay, gotcha.
D-Stap said that double days were awesome. He got Royal Guard to 5-star and hit double days, and now he's 7-star. So he went from 5-star Royal Guard to 7-star Royal Guard because of the double days. That's a good double days for you, absolutely.
He must have been refreshing like a madman.
Yeah, that's a lot of refreshes. Like I said, I hit refresh buttons I'd never hit before. As a low spender. Yeah.
5 to 7 stars. That's 185 shards.
Yeah, that's really impressive. Really impressive. So, Riemann, who would you say is doing the most damage there in Team Skunk Alpha on the raids?
I'd have to say it's probably been a toss up between either Malia or I'd also say Karthik and Wrath and the Alpha model Lisa has been doing a lot of damage too. I mean,
nice.
Those are really typically the top 4,
right?
In either order.
If you were going to give somebody like some advice who was maybe a free to play player, and their guild was looking at going from tier 5s to tier 6s, what kind of advice would you give somebody who's maybe a little bit lower down and looking at making that jump from in a guild from tier 5 to tier 6? What would be a couple pieces of advice you might give them?
Going into tier 6, you just have to have the characters, really. I mean, it becomes very thin with your last few teams. So not only do you have to have enough characters to field 5 minimum 6-star teams, but you also have to have good synergies, because you don't want to unload all your damage on the first attack and then have nothing left for the last 4. So you want to have a good mix of characters. Sometimes you may have to spread out some of your key characters and not have 5 studs in your maybe not have your PvP team as your main attacking team, because otherwise you're just going to be left with.
That's interesting. I should probably take some of your advice there.
Okay, I got your winners for the Twitter Songhammer album download code. Now, as we know, I normally say that anybody that's one of our main guests or one of our co-hosts is not in, but I went ahead and put Grand Patron in. He did share the thing. I said, what, I'll stick him in there, and just if it randomly picks him, it randomly picks him. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
So the first one that won, the first winner was Cushion Jedi. Cushion Jedi was the first winner. Okay.
Cushion Jedi.
Yep. And then the second winner, believe it or not, did pull Grand Patron. So
Yay!
Grand Patron was second winner. Now I'll talk to those guys. They'll probably give you one
Nice.
because you helped us out on the co-hosting. I'm sure they would just do that. So I did want to give somebody else that did do it as well. And the other winner besides Grand Patron was Blaine Masumoto. Blaine Masumoto was the other winner. So Cushion Jedi, Grand Patron, and Blaine Masumoto were the winners there. So that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Wow, I'm excited. I'm excited. That's their full CD. That's really cool. I think they said it was 13 songs. So I'm excited to be able to load that up. My kids and I we'll listen to it every day in the car as we're going to school for a while. I'm sure it'll be my son's favorite new song.
Nice.
I'm excited about that. Definitely.
Okay, now we got to do the Twitch. This is for Yo-Yo Yoda's ally code. Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna let you guys chat for a minute while I do that one, and then I'll announce the winners. Normally I'd show it, guys, but it's in like my email and stuff, so I don't want to go through show all my stuff when I'm doing it. But I'll get you guys those in here in just a minute.
Sure, absolutely. Riemann, you were making some good points about characters and about being thin. Let me ask you this. You know, it is a requirement for Tier 6 that they are 6-star. What do you think is more important as the second criteria? Is it more important to have them level 7 or level 8 gear? Or is it more important to have them leveled up to a higher level? In other words, is it better to put in a 6-star guy with purple gear that's maybe just barely level 55, or is it better to put in maybe somebody with blue gear at gear level 4 or 5, but they're all the way leveled up to level 70, let's say? Which one of those do you think is more important?
Well, that depends entirely on the character. I mean, as far as the star level and their effectiveness, each character is a little different. So, I mean, if you're talking about toolbox characters, like let's say Yoda, or Ewok Elder, or for example, maybe an Asajj Ventress. If you're talking about dispelling, if you're talking about Rex, or some of these characters that are great not only because they do damage, but because they have other abilities that spread love to the team. They're going to be valuable even at the lower star levels, because they help buff up your team in other ways. I mean, for example, having a 6-star Poggle, even if he's not necessarily geared up all the way, or level 78 or wherever, 75, he's going to help you out a lot, because he gives those characters that are leveled up offense up. You know what I mean? So he can be level 20 and geared up to wherever he's at. But once he gives those characters, I mean, he can't be level 20. I mean, he's not going to get all the. I'm just kind of making a joke. He has to be like at least a level 60 something, I think, to be able to even unlock all of his abilities. But toolbox characters like that, they're going to give you that offense up no matter what their gear level's at, or how high you have them power level wise. So those characters can make it at the lower star levels and lower power, whereas let's say some of the more damage dealing characters, like let's say for example somebody like a Darth Maul or something like that, he's not going to help you out as much at 4 stars because he's just too weak to make it through a match.
Right.
Some characters are also great damage dealers, even at 4 stars or 5 stars or 6 stars. I mean, for example, Rey, if you have her at 6 stars, as long as you level up her abilities and get her geared up, I mean, she's still going to put a whooping on that other team, and she's still going to do a lot of damage. So, I mean, if you're talking about the raid, really, you just want to kind of spread the wealth.
So you think it's a case-by-case basis, and you just have to evaluate each character as to whether or not gear is more important than leveling. Okay.
You have to evaluate each character, and also, I mean, and this is, I can't stress this enough, synergies are what matter the most as far as these raids. Okay, you have to have the right synergy with all 5 of your teams, and it's not easy to get that because, again, some of the characters that work out and synergize together are some of your best characters and the ones that are leveled up, and you have to kind of spread them out. So it becomes kind of difficult to have great synergies at your third, fourth, and fifth teams in a raid. So you just got to keep working on that, getting characters that maybe can help you out, level them up. Like for example,
so speaking of gear, we have a question here in the Ask Skunk, which is, after you were to put a furnace on Ray, besides Ray, who would be the first person you would put a furnace on?
If you're talking about free to play, Stormtrooper Han.
Okay.
If you're talking about
pay to play, Leia. Okay.
Or save that furnace so you can get your rated gear 10. Like
exactly.
I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay, I got the winner. I got the winner.
Okay, you got the winner.
I got the winner.
The Twitch winner.
Yep. Dinner. All right, so here we go. The winner was actually pulled 2. I think we're only supposed to do 1, but that's okay. I did 2. So Yo-Yo Yoda will have to figure something out to make room. I'm sure he'll do it. He's been wanting to do this for a while. So number 1 winner. Okay, the first winner was Ganon 2. Ganon Gannon 2. Ganon 2. And then the second winner was Cat CAT 4, the number, and then Clismo CLISMO. So Cat 4 Clismo CAT 4 CLISMO. So Ganon 2 and Cat 4 Clismo were the winners of Yo-Yo Yoda's ally code for following us on Twitch, which we are streaming right now on YouTube,
nice.
Twitch, and Hitbox. So I'm sure patrons writing all these down, right?
I am. I have it all written down.
Perfect. Okay, great, awesome. Well, I appreciate everybody doing that. You guys are more than welcome to answer a few questions if you guys want. Let me see in the live chat. Let's see if they want to do a couple arenas. I can maybe do a couple arenas if they want me to do that. And then we can answer any other questions that we have. We'll kind of keep it open for about another 10 minutes or so. Let me see. What do I want to do?
I like watching you do a couple arenas.
Yeah.
I always learn something by watching what other people do sometimes. So yeah, let's play some of this game.
All right. Now I don't have any refresh, so I'll have to do a refresh on it. So I'm investing 50 crystals for you guys because that's how much I love you.
Well, I appreciate that.
Let me flip back over to that screen here. There we go. Boom. I'm trying to figure it out. I got a dual monitor set up now, so I'm trying to figure out flipping everywhere, how to get to everything. Okay, so let's do arena. And I don't think there's anybody. I think my server is all Eastern time. I don't think there's anybody like it's like no central. Like I never.
Interesting.
Yeah, when I get first, which is pretty much 95% of the time I'm first. Like I never move until the next day. It's really weird. Like nobody. I don't think there's any later time zones on my server. At least not on the higher levels. It's interesting.
Yeah, so I can definitely tell on my server that there are a couple of people that are in Asia because they have Asian names, like written in the Asian alphabet, and then, or at least I'm making an assumption there. And then I can also tell that it looks like there are some people that are doing their battles right after their refreshes in the morning and kind of not doing the wait till the end, or there are a lot of people maybe in Europe at my time because I'll be fine, and then I'll wake up at night and have moved down quite a few spots. So for whatever that's worth, I think every server is just a smidge different. I know we've talked about this before. I think some of it has to do with the age, and I think some of it has to do with exactly which time zones or whoever's on your server. So
yeah, like between 1 p.m. and my payout, which is at 7 p.m. Eastern time, there's a lot of different movement. But any other time than that, there's not a lot. People don't really do much. What's up, Riemann? What were you saying? Sorry.
Oh no, I was I pressed the button accidentally.
So there's some good teams here. Django Fett is saying go for number 2, and I personally like to see you maybe go for that number 3 team, but I could see that number 2 team would be kind of cool. Let's see what the rest say.
Let's do. Let's go ahead and we will fight I don't think I fought this number 2 dude in a long time, and I never fought him with this team comp. Let's go ahead and fight number. I want to fight number 4 though, because I think that's probably a lot of what people are facing in their arena. Especially we got a lot of free to play. So let's fight number 4, and then we'll do some questions maybe, and then maybe we'll have enough refresh to do another one.
Sure.
So we'll start with this guy named Harry.
Skunk's got that powder cake server.
I don't know.
I mean, look.
I don't know what your power level is on your server, but I mean, you got 34K, 32K, 30. I don't know what more you're looking at over there on yours, but I mean, there's 79, 79, 77.
You probably got the same stuff on your server that we got.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's sitting here, at gear level, 9 on 4 out of 5 of his characters for that sitting at that number 3 spot. D-Stap is saying in chat, he says he also ran an Ewok team with DACA in GW, and he got about halfway when he was fighting at 76. He thinks that he can't wait for them to get to 79.
The difference is
he'll
not
even be able to get further in that.
The difference is not now, though. The difference was with, getting to 80 or getting to where we are now. The people that all pre-crafted and had Gear 9 characters for almost a month now. That's probably a little different.
Yeah, I don't think there were many. Remember, we saw that one guy that pre-crafted on my server, but he used it on a Akbar, which is like what? So yeah, it was interesting. But yeah, don't see too many. I haven't seen too many pre-crafts over here.
Akbar is a hero right now. I mean, I'm hearing a lot of great things about Akbar.
Yeah, but this dude did it right at the very beginning of the protection update or whatever. I mean, this wasn't like it's something that was done recently. This was done a long time ago before anybody was talking about this stuff. So, yeah, it's just interesting.
This guy had some foresight. He knew that Akbar was getting a buff.
Okay, here we go. We stun 5s. Uh-oh, don't kill Yoda.
He's actually really good right now in PvP. I'm telling you. I mean, Akbar's, from what I've heard on, on the Discord and from people that are using him, it's just he's just doing a lot of. He's just a great toolbox character now since they buffed him.
Okay, now that we got 5s out, this is pretty easy. Now we can just auto this thing.
You go for 5s first?
Well, I used stuns and Leia to get him. We still could be in trouble here. We still could be. Oh, it's just Leia versus Leia now. Let's see who wins this battle. My Leia stealth, their Leia stealth. Okay, good. So the AIs are both. Yeah, there we go. We got her. Man, it came down to Leia versus Leia. Wow, that hadn't happened to me in a long time. That was actually
That's insane.
That was a tough. That's why I wanted to fight that team. I thought that team, out of the 3 choices, I think that was the toughest team. It had Rey and Leia, 5s, Royal Guard, and Phasma lead. So
it's awesome shooting a counter character with Leia.
Yeah.
In stealth.
Yeah. Well, and having Royal Guard in there too that can stun him. I mean, if you can get that stun off on him, then you can just let everybody bust loose on him. Yeah, if you guys got any last minute questions, feel free to ask those. We'll answer those. I'll try to give it. It's got little under 7 minutes for a refresh. We'll do one more PvP battle on here, and then we'll go ahead and end it. But I just want to say to all the Team Skunk, man, I really appreciate all the hard work and stuff the guilds are doing. I know they're all plugging along. They're doing really great on their raids, and they're communicating well in the Discord. And it's a process in there. Now we're breaking it down by teams. And I did see that Discord updated today, and one of the update things they said they're making it easier to do the roles and stuff. So I got to dig into that a little bit later today or tomorrow. So we'll dig into that. But yeah, we're getting it all kind of put together and figured out, and we're moving along. And the guild leaders are updating their rosters and stuff on the Google Doc that we have. So I really appreciate all that. Now also, Daniels Jack posted a survey. He took a page out of Grand Patron's book and did a Survey Monkey. I posted that in the important links or somewhere in the Team Skunk Discord. So make sure you fill that survey out. We really appreciate it. Kind of gives us an idea of what's going on and what your thoughts are, in the guild, and what areas you like and what we can do to improve. Really appreciate that. Thanks to Daniels Jack for putting that together. Thank you for everybody that participates in the Discord. Thank you for everybody that participates in the raids. If you are in a Team Skunk guild and you're not active in the Discord or not in the Team Skunk Discord, please get over there immediately so you can communicate with your different guilds.
Yeah, I just want to say I'm really excited and really proud to be a part of Team Skunk. We have a lot of really great members, both younger, newer members to the game, and older hands that have been here for a long time. You guys are really putting in all the hard work, and it sure is nice to be able to have some really good friends over here, and be able to kind of theory craft and be able to kind of work on helping new people, and part of the reason why I like helping new people, if you got a burning question that you didn't feel like asking, come over to Discord and ask that question there. I learn stuff by helping other people. Sometimes I learn better what's the right thing to do even for me. So come on over there and we'll try to figure it out together and do the best we can. We really enjoy everybody that watches the streams. We enjoy everybody in Discord, and definitely hope to see you there.
See how we're doing on the old guild activities. I think a lot of people are waiting for a refresh tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna refresh all my. I'm gonna get all my refreshes, and then when it resets, I want to get all the. I'm gonna refresh again, so I'll have like a couple, probably 1,000 or 1,500 energy to spend.
Yeah, I think I still have 2 more battles to run before the guild reset. The guild resets here in about 2.5 hours, and I got 2 more I need to run.
We need to start our raid. It's gonna be a 1 a.m. Eastern time start for our tier 6 tonight.
Ooh, Chow Engineer. Here we go. Boom. Oh, I lacked the necessary currency. Oh well. Guess I'll have to wait.
Yep. Yeah, gonna have to wait a little bit, but
you guys want to? Let's look at Gamorrean Guard. Let's put him in a little battle.
Absolutely.
Let's put him in.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, let's put him in.
D-Stap is asking how close are you to 80? To level 80.
I'm that close. He'll see it on the screen. I'm that close.
Yeah.
Let's look. I can click activities, I think. So here we go.
Yeah, you can click activities.
Yeah, so 13. I have 13,194 XP. I need 15,400. So probably maybe not after the refresh, maybe not after the reset, maybe not tomorrow, but probably on Sunday for sure. I'll be 80. But let's go over here to Cantina and we'll do like Geo's battle. Or is there anybody I actually need shards for? I don't think there is. Down here, Lando. No. Chewy. I guess I could use a Chewy shard. He's not.
You could use a Chewy. Yeah, sure.
Let's do it. Oh, what do I need? Oh, I need 8 energy here. Sorry. We'll have to do a light side battle or dark side battle. Let's go to just do it normal. I got enough for a normal battle. I guess it doesn't matter. Let's fight 5s, I guess. Oh, he's level 6. Okay, well, let's go up a little bit higher than that. Let's try this one. And Gamorrean Guard has no leadership, so I don't really need a leadership. Or I don't need him to have him as a leader. So we'll just put in. And we'll take out. Maybe we should go a little bit tougher. Let's see if we can go up 1 more tier. Okay, it's still at 8. Okay. We go to 6. Yeah, we'll do 6. Nah, let's
TIE Pilot asked you, Skunk, what about Initiate?
What about Initiate? What is that? Night Sister Initiate?
Yeah, Night Sister Initiate.
What about it?
Just wanted to get your thoughts on her, I guess.
Oh. I thought he meant like did I say I had something against it? I don't think I said I had something against it. Nothing really. I mean, I never really paid attention to it. I mean, I'm not like a night. Like I never did anything with the Night Sisters. You know, like I have Doc at 7-star, but You know, I haven't never really messed with him much. Let's see how much it is to level him up a little bit. It's expensive, man. Level these dudes up.
Credits, man. Credit crunch.
Yeah. See if we can get him to at least 50.
Initiate. TIE Pilot is asking about Initiate. Night Sister Initiate, I guess.
I don't know. What does he think is just good about her?
She's a health beast. That is true. I have her, and she does have a lot of health. I just wish she hit a little harder. That's my only problem with her. Her kit's kind of weird.
If you level up her ability, she actually does hit kind of hard with her special. She's just she's super tanky, and you know, with an Asajj lead, you know, she's pretty fast.
Look, I got it. I have her at 6-star,
you don't
8 gear, and I have her at level 65, and she can sure take a beating, but I just
where are her abilities? Have you put purple mats into her?
So I have her at 6, 6, and 6 on her attacks and abilities. You know, she's good. I just feel like there's other characters maybe that are better. And I'm a Night Sister fan, man. I just
to run a Night Sister team, you don't have to have all 5 Night Sisters. I mean,
you don't. You're absolutely not.
You can put in your girl Ahsoka.
I could put my girl Ahsoka in there.
You could run.
He put Omegas on her, I guess. Or he's asking about Omegas on her. I don't know if I'd put Omegas on her or not. I haven't looked at her abilities past 7 because I've just got her at 6, 6, and 6. I probably need to go over and do some research over at SGOH Cantina and kind of look at that a little bit. But she's like a tank without being a tank. So
she's got a lot of health, and like I said, if you have a Asajj lead, she goes faster. And same thing with Daka, because Daka's already fast. So I mean, if you just ran those 3 out of the Night Sister team, and then you had you know, a couple other characters in there, maybe like a Royal Guard and maybe like a Rey or something like that, that wouldn't be a bad team. Maybe Leia.
So what do you guys think of the character model for the Gamorrean Guard?
I think it could be good, really good.
Obviously, taunting and then also having retribution is really cool.
I'm gonna try to taunt with him. Let's just see what happens. He's gonna get smoked.
So you're forced to attack him, and then on top of that, every time you attack him, he's gonna counter. So that's
he does put dots damage over time on, and I think the more you level him up, the more dots he puts on there.
Yep.
So potentially you could end up with, and I think he can also do healing immunity as well.
And I just got one shot.
You did? Okay.
Yeah. I think potentially he could be one of the better tanks of the game, depending on how much HP he gets at level 7 stars and level 80.
Yeah, we'll have to do a thing on him now that people are starting to unlock him and engineer. The next show we'll get more into them again. We haven't talked about them since they were released, really. So we'll do some more on them. It's good to know.
I'm definitely farming the Gamorrean Guard over Jawa Engineer, even though Jawa Engineer is pretty cool too. I just feel like Gamorrean Guard is going to be more viable in various different comps as to where Jawa Engineer is really going to be only viable in one.
Well, what I decided to do, I was just going for the Gamorrean Guard, period. That's all I was going for. But I just kept getting Jawa Engineer shards, man. Every time my thing refreshed, I get Jawa Engineer, it seemed like. So I was like, you know what? Forget it. I got enough of these credits. Today's the first time I ever ran out of credits when my shipment refreshed. But yeah, I mean, I'm just going for both now. I'm just getting both the shards. I'm like, forget it. It's the only place you can get them. You know what I mean? I'm not going to buy gear out of that shipment thing, at least not now.
I'm buying mostly some of the other characters. I've been buying I'm a Gundy when I see him in there. I've been buying Ewok Elder every time I see him, just because I want to get them finished up. And like I said, I'm about 25 away from I'm a Gundy, so I may get that tonight with the hard nodes and the Cantina battles. So we'll see. But I'm a Gundy also goes to Gear 9 without any special gear or any of recraft. So I mean, he may be able to get there pretty soon. So he's actually somebody I'm working on right now, trying to get him up there. And I'm not going to run that traditional team that people, or not traditional, but the team that people are kind of salivating about right now, or have been talking about, which is that I'm a Gundy lead with Ayla Secura and Kit Fisto with Count Dooku and Fives,
Yeah.
which is like the full counter team. But I think I'm a Gundy would still be a cool addition to a Jedi team.
Yeah,
with,
I
with,
agree. I
with
think
Qui-Gon
though,
Lead.
we really hyped him a lot before, right before the update and all that. We were all really excited about him. I think though, with these recent changes that they made with the way that that counters work, and now now you got to counter the the tank or the taunt or whatever. I think that his stock has dropped. I wouldn't say a ton, but I'm gonna say a little bit at least. So.
Absolutely. I mean, he's just a hard farm. I mean, and really, whenever you farm one of these characters that is a slow farm, like I'm a Gundy was, at least for me when I first started farming them, um, it just it's kind of like a special feeling when you get them to 7 stars. Kind of like when you
Yep.
get Ray to 7 stars.
You got a couple people calling for three. Excuse me, for two.
Yep.
I'd like to see.
I did two.
Three. I'd like to see three.
I went with two this time.
Yep. Okay. And then we had a comment in here.
Oop, patron, you break up.
Clayton, we had. I was just scrolling up the screen to look at it. Clayton Peterson said, I really liked the game. Lord Skunk played with all those robots shooting each other. I guess he wants you to play that game again. I think that was Overwatch, wasn't it? That you were playing?
Overwatch is sick, dude. Overwatch is sick.
So he wants to see you do that.
Listen,
do that too.
Anybody right now, whether you got PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, anybody can get in on the Overwatch beta right now. It's completely free. It's open until the 9th, so you got about 3 more days, 2 more days or whatever. So if you're interested in it, you can go into, if you're in the Discord already, you can go to Discord and go to the Overwatch channel. All the info's in there. But if not, just Google Overwatch. It's a Blizzard game, and it is completely free right now. You can beta test it, and it is super cool. Yeah, I'm definitely, after the stream, I wasn't planning on it going this long again like normal, but you know how we are. We always have fun doing these shows. So it went a little longer, which is fine. But that's what I'm going to do probably a little bit before I head to bed later. I'm going to probably get a couple matches in of Overwatch. It's really fun, man. It's super fast-paced. Maybe I'll when I end this stream, I'll restream that one again if anybody wants to stick around for it. Patron, did you check it out yet? I don't even know what you have. Do you have a PS4, Xbox, or what do you got?
So I have. We you're gonna laugh. So it's either mobile games, PC, or Mac games, or we play a lot of the Wii U games.
What about for your PC? Is it like a Windows? You got a Windows that can do it?
So we have a Windows machine.
Yeah, you could play it then. Unfortunately, normally Blizzard always puts their games on Mac and PC, but for whatever reason, for Overwatch, they just put it on PC. Well, they did put it on PS4 and Xbox One as well.
Well, I'll just run my emulator. I have a PC emulator on the Mac, and I'll just run the emulator and then run it through the emulator.
Oh, gotcha.
What about?
You can do that. You can do that too.
I mean, they ask you what do you think about episode 2 of the Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah. I liked it. I think we all kind of predicted that was going to happen in some way, shape, or form. Almost. A lot of people probably predicted it was going to happen almost exactly the way that it happened. And I'm glad it happened that way. I won't get into detail on it because maybe some people missed it. But if you're missing it, you're a fool. As soon as you're done with the show, you need to go watch it. But yeah, what did you think, Riemann? Did you like it? Are you liking it so far?
Oh yeah, I mean it's crazy. After that reveal in the first episode with Melisandre, I kind of had a feeling that they were going to go this route with her. I mean, I've kind of felt like this was going to happen for a while. I didn't necessarily think it was going to go down exactly the way it did, but it's definitely very, very interesting. What I am interested about is next week. It seems that they're going to be doing the Tower of Joy flashback, if you know what that is, and that is going to reveal possibly the parentage of Jon Snow. So. I think that'll be pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah. And now for those that are all debating or whatever, because I mean, dude, we could do a whole show just on Game of Thrones, like literally. It would probably get more views than anything we've ever done. But yeah, I mean the thing is with Jon Snow is that he's probably not, you know, if you're guessing, he's probably not Ned Stark's son. He's probably Ned Stark's sister's son, which could make him a Stark and a Targaryen technically. So he could be Dany's. Would he be Dany's brother-in-law, or would he? Or I'm sorry, stepbrother or half-brother? Would he be her half-brother, or would he be her uncle? I can't remember how that.
Well, technically, he'd be Rhaegar Targaryen's son, so he'd be a prince. The prince's son. She would still technically have more of a claim to the throne because she's 100% Targaryen, but because of his, you know, both Stark and Targaryen blood, he'd be like kind of like the Song of Ice and Fire. So I mean, you know, because those are the two opposites there. You have the Targaryens with, you know, blood and fire, and the Starks up in the north. But yeah, I mean, he could totally be Lyanna Stark's daughter, Lyanna Stark's son, and Rhaegar's son. So that would be kind of cool to find out.
Yeah. Now is Rhaegar her dad? I can't remember. Daenerys' dad, or is that her?
Rhaegar's her brother.
Okay, Rhaegar's her brother. So she would be the aunt to Jon Snow.
She'd be the aunt to Jon Snow, and Jon Snow would then have the ability to ride dragons, just like she does.
Well, that's why it would have been curious to see. This is where a lot of people were thinking. Okay, so Jon Snow, when those guys, the Night's Watch guys, the guys who betrayed him, when they were going to burn him, okay, they were going to burn his body. Remember, and then even the whatever the other people were going to burn his body. I would have been curious to see, because you know if he's a Targaryen, he wouldn't have burned. He could, you know, he would have withstood fire. So they never showed us that.
Targaryens can burn. It's that what happened to Daenerys was a one-time event. Okay, that was just like a miracle, kind of. You know, that was that whole thing that happened with the comet in the background and her coming, you know, out of the fire unburnt with the dragons and everything. That was just like a prophecy thing. You know what I'm saying? So that the Targaryens have died in flames before, like the Aegon, the guy. If you've ever heard of the Dunk and Egg stories, Aegon actually the brother to that guy, to the elder Night's Watchman, you know, the Targaryen that passed away.
Yeah, the guy that was what is he? He's the Maester.
Hey, Maester Aemon. Aemon.
Yeah, just real quick, I wanted to introduce Darktron, aka Whaletron. He's in here in live stream with us.
What?
Yeah, Whaletron. Darktron is here.
Darktron.
Hey, you know what? Darktron was my very first guest I ever had on a live show. Him in Triumphant Games. And you know what? Now these last couple of shows, though, Darktron has not even been coming. He's been so busy traveling the world, being a professional tabletop gamer, that he has not had time for us, or doing or opening Chromium packs, one or the other. He's been so busy, I hadn't had any time to spend with us. What's going on, Darktron?
Hey, what's up? You know what? I've been trapped at SeaWorld, you know, swimming with the friggin' whales, okay?
Yeah. Wiltron in the house. Hashtag Will problems.
Oh my god.
But just to finish, yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff that goes on in Game of Thrones that, I mean, you literally could talk for days about that, all the backstory and all the stuff that's going on with that show and book.
Yeah, there's gonna be a future segment that we do. We're getting closer to it. And we're going to talk, you know, about all these different shows. There's so many good shows on right now. I mean, dude, right now is like the best time for TV. I mean, you got all the way down to like Supergirl, The Flash. You know, they got their own like cool niche that they're doing. Then you got Game of Thrones, Walking Dead. You know, you got all these other shows that run in the middle. You know that you know that we could spend, you know, whole show just talking about. So yeah, I want to get there at some point where we do that during the week. We just do an hour or so segment on all the different shows and kind of talk about them and get caught up. So yeah, that would be cool.
What I think they're leaning towards right now is I think that Jon Snow's going to go down and take Ramsay out of the north over there.
Yeah, well, I think Ramsay might try to come for him, and that's where he'll take him out.
either way, I think Ramsay's getting taken out.
I can't stand that guy, dude. That guy. There's just certain people in Game of Thrones that I like literally despise. And like if I saw him in real life, I'd probably hate him in real life too, just because I don't like him so much on the show. You know what I mean? It's hard to do that. You know, there's a lot of characters that are bad that that if you met him in real life, you'd be like, oh, it's just a character. You know, they're so cool. But like him and that Joffrey dude, no matter what, I don't think I could ever, differentiate between the two. You know what I'm saying?
I don't like that Peter Baelish dude either.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen him at all. He hasn't been on there at all. This Littlefinger, yeah. He hasn't been on there at all. Now, I'll tell you this. Well, I'll tell you this about Littlefinger is that I like Littlefinger more than I like Joffrey and Ramsay. Those two I just can't stand. And I didn't like what's his name for a long time too before Ramsay. What's his name? The Ironborn guy, the kid that you grew up with him.
Theon.
Theon, yeah. Theon, yeah. I didn't like him prior to him meeting Ramsay either. But yeah, the one I really liked was. The brother, what was the older brother? The one that got killed at the Red Wedding.
Mike.
You're talking about the older brother of
the Stark.
You're talking about Rob Stark.
Yeah, Rob Stark. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rob. I thought it was Mike.
Yeah, he was my favorite. He was my favorite character probably throughout the whole thing.
That's
and then Jon Snow's second. Well, other than Dany. Dany's a whole different. I don't consider Dany because even in the books they do that. She's always separate. You know what I mean? She's always separate. She's like almost her own story. You know?
Yeah,
that's why it's so scary, because the fact is that Dany is not just going to march into Westeros with dragons and take it all down and just rule the day. It's not going to happen like that. And it seems like he's lining that up. He's teeing that up, kind of like he did with Rob Stark. Rob Stark looked like he was going to kind of, start to take revenge for his father's death, and kind of just go back and kill all the Lannisters and all that stuff. And
he was going to be the king.
George
it almost looked like he was going to be the king.
George R. R. Martin just wanted to let that he will never allow the most obvious scenario be the real ending. So I mean, like, just bear that in mind when you think about Dany and how she seems like so perfectly set up to be like the prophesized queen and all this stuff. Something is going to go down for her that's not going to be so pleasant. I just have a feeling.
Well, I think Tyrion's going to end up being the one that runs it all. That will be his curse, his true curse.
I don't think it'll ever. I don't think it'll be so like they're not. It's not going to be like 100% like just shown exactly what's going to go down. I don't think it's going to be completely explained. I think it's just going to be. I mean, you'll see what happens, but it's like there's not going to be anybody that's just like the king or the queen. It's going to be kind of like a gray ending. I think.
Well, it's a living world too. You know what I mean? It's not like it's just going to be like, oh, okay, so and so is the king now, and then it's all good. It's even when there's no stories written about it, there's still going to be stories. You know what I mean? It's a living world. So,
well, you're watching a show where somebody can just die on the toilet.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, I mean, it's just like anything could happen.
Yeah, it's good, man. I liked it. Now, my brother, okay, found out about Game of Thrones. Yeah, I've been watching Game of Thrones since the very beginning. I remember the teaser trailer they had on HBO and all that, and I started watching it from the very beginning. Now, my brother started watching, I don't know, I'm sure at some point during the first season he started watching it. And then, and he enjoyed it. We had good conversations about it. Then he made the ultimate mistake, which I really hate when people do this. This is like one of my biggest pet peeves when it comes to Game of Thrones, is that then he went and read the books, right? Then all of a sudden, then all of a sudden he's the book snob. Especially for last season.
Yeah, they're like, well, they didn't follow it exactly, or the movies are different than the books. I get that all the time.
Yeah, and it makes me so mad. Because it's like, dude, listen, you never would have even read those books if it wasn't for this show. You know what I'm saying? You never would have read that book.
The show and the books are going to be two different things, just like every show.
They should be.
I mean, it's two different pieces of art, and on top of that, it's impossible to cram into an entertaining show on TV that's going to keep you thrilled and excited. All that backstory that he has in his books, it's just too much. I mean, you have endless time when you're writing a book to put together a story. When you're writing a show,
Whoop, you still there, Riemann?
I don't know what happened.
Oh,
maybe that was a good segue for us to call it and maybe start up some Overwatch.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this last arena battle that you wanted to see, patron. This is the one that you wanted.
All right,
So
I'm watching it.
Yep. So this is Oben lead with 5s. So let's see how we do. I'm gonna start. On Qui-Gon here. Let's just see what happens. Now I'm gonna get Foresight up because usually Qui-Gon will either blow his taunt remover or Yoda will blow his thing to try to take it. So I usually go against the AI that way. Yep, there goes Qui-Gon. Yep, he blew that. So that's good. So that's down now. Rogar can taunt freely. Rey is not buffed, so we'll go ahead and use her first special. Took Qui-Gon down pretty good. He should have been dead, but Leia didn't double tap. Let's finish him here. Nope. Dodged. Okay. They got no healer, so. There he goes. He's dead. Now we'll go to work on Yoda a little bit. I don't even need to stealth Leia really at this point. Well, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I was going to say I didn't need to stealth Leia, but now I will stealth her because we will be going up against 5s. Let's see, what buffs does Yoda have? Let's go ahead and steal their buffs. And let's take Yoda's buff away. And now let's buff everybody. Let's hopefully we finish Yoda this time. There we go. Okay, they killed my Rogar, but that's fine. We're pretty much done at this point. Let's do a little bit of work on Leia, see if we can get her out quick. And we're going to take her turn meter away with Yoda, so hopefully yep, there she's dead now. Okay, now we're going to stealth Leia. Okay, we're going to use Rey's big attack, her four-time attack on 5s to break him down as much as we can. And let's hit Oben and see if we can get Foresight on Yoda. Yep, got it. Okay. Now Leia stealth, so we're going to hit on 5s. Okay, Rey, first special is up. Let's hit 5s with that, see if we can get some damage. There we go. Pretty good chunk of damage on him. Okay, we're going to use Yoda to steal these buffs. Now, let's throw Qui-Gon with his assist. Didn't really do much damage, but...
Okay.
I think we should kill 5s here. Whoever's next should kill 5s, I think. Yeah, Leia. Okay, he's dead. Now it's just Oben. We'll just auto it.
Yeah, you took the same way that I would have picked apart that team.
Yeah, there's a lot more strategy. That's why I like protection. That's what I was hoping protection would do. So there is.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's good. And I like seeing different character combo. You know what I mean? It's not just the same old all the time. You know, I like it being different. So.
Oh, speaking of Devil, he's back.
There he is.
Did Discord freak out on you guys there for a second?
Nope. You were just talking and then bam, you were gone.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
And it came in at the perfect time because we're just going to end the show, so it's perfect. So Remon's back just for the end.
Excellent.
All right, if you guys want, I was going to do a couple matches of Overwatch, so I'll end this and I'll redo an Overwatch one if you guys want to watch that. We'll do that. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it on a Team Skunk one, I think.
Okay, cool.
Team Skunk one? Yeah, let's do it over there. We haven't done anything over there. Or actually have an Overwatch channel. Why don't I do it on the Overwatch channel? That probably
do it on the Overwatch channel. That'd be perfect.
Yeah, that would make the most sense. Okay, so I'll do it on Twitch and on the Overwatch channel. I'll post it in Discord. Okay, if you guys haven't done so, if you go to the main channel for LordSquint.com, over on the right, there's a Overwatch channel. You can subscribe to that too as well. But all right, cool. Appreciate everybody coming out. Thanks to Songhammer. Thanks to Dartron. Thanks to Remon. Thanks to Grand Patron. Thanks to everybody that watched. Thanks to everybody that participated. Congratulations to all the winners. You guys have a great night. I'll see you in a minute on Overwatch.